what is best for business.
What? Yes! Yes!
What? Radio slithering.
Watch out! Watch out!
More.
What? Viva la raza! Is cooking!
Guess who's back again, again. We are back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? No. I thought I was going to be joined in on this one. But what's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Welcome to episode 7 of Under the Ring. Yes, I said 7. I didn't think we were going to make it that far, but we did. The podcast that will tell you what you want to know, what you need to know, and what you hope to know about the WWE. We'll give you news, theories, and predictions to Raws and pay-per-views past and present while we drink. I'm your host, Casper, alongside Matt.
What up?
Danny.
I am the Burger King, Danny
And
Hernandez.
they are back! Vinny,
Hi.
who's been here since day 1.
Hello.
And Dan, who's been here since day 6.
Well, we were wrestling in Mexico.
Wait,
Day 5.
Day 5?
We got a hurricane run of people
That's
until
right.
the end of days.
That's
Come on,
right. We
you
were
know
down
it's
in
fine
Mexico
now.
wrestling, and we kind of had a little bit of interference, and we lost our first
Well, you were a
match.
special referee.
Not
So
your
that's how I died.
Me and Matt got
Good
challenged
one,
to a tag team match, and we had to go do work.
By the
took care of
way,
business.
you guys can follow us on Facebook at Under the Ring Radio. And on the YouTube at Under the Ring Radio.
The YouTube.
Don't forget about
The Ryback.
the Twitter
Tweeter, twatter,
at
tweeter.
Under the Ring 1.
1. The
We'll
1 in
start
21 and 1.
off
Why are we
tonight.
one?
The 1 in
with-
21 and 1.
Oh.
Can I do my goddamn job?
Okay, yeah.
We'll start off the night with the greatest pay-per-view to hit the WWE Network ever.
I didn't
Better
pay.
than WrestleMania 30.
I didn't pay per view.
You know, I paid $9.99 for this.
I paid $5 for Vinny.
NXT Revolution happened.
Or Evolution, whatever.
Or Evolution.
I don't know.
Or whatever it is. It fucking blew my fucking mind.
Amazing.
And
Holy
shit. Well,
How many times did Billy run? How many times?
Like 3 times. I watched it
times.
about 3 times.
3 times.
That's more than I could have watched TLC. And I was wasted for TLC. That's how I
We kind of had to
And
do that.
NXT was awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Can-
Best pay-per-view.
What,
Yes.
like, what was your favorite match, guys? Like, Finn Balor? Holy crap.
Finn Balor.
Finn
Oh my
Balor.
God.
Bring him up. Bring him
I'm
up.
not going to call him Hideo Itami. It's
Itami.
Kenta. It's Kenta.
No.
Finn Balor and Kenta versus the Ascension by far stole
Who?
that.
The Ascension?
Coming to Raw, baby. I'm so happy to bring some new talent to this tag
Yes,
team.
But
me.
who can compete with them? Look at these
No
fucking
one.
barbarians.
No one
Who's
is
gonna
touching
fuck with
them.
Listen, I guarantee
They're all
the
jokes.
Ascension's going to make their debut on SmackDown.
Boo.
Just like Roman Reigns had his first match again. Everyone said, "Oh, it's gonna be on Raw. It's gonna be on." No, it was on SmackDown.
Because they want views.
You guys
Yeah,
were wrong.
yeah, absolutely. Because the SmackDown sucks ass, so they're like,
They
oh,
need-
let's put
they need
this
to
on
build it up. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But can I say Kevin Owens, man? I'm kind of excited about this guy.
My
Kevin
God.
Steen. Kevin Steen.
No, just
Owens.
he wanted this
KO.
name. He liked
He-
Owen Hart. Let him
Kevin
fucking
Owens.
Oh,
go
his
with it.
son's name is Owen.
Well, no, he said that Owen Hart
Dude, he's
was
a
his favorite
gigantic,
wrestler.
badass guy
He's
who can
Canadian.
jump over the fucking ropes and take down
Blew my
people.
mind. It was 6 o'clock in the morning when that
His-
happened,
his
and I was
no-
sitting in my room screaming, "Holy shit! That just happened!"
His
Well,
nose
this
got
happened
broken
perfectly.
in the match.
Yes.
His nose got broken in the match.
Hey,
Yeah, that was
absolutely.
that-
You do not look at a guy who looks like him and say, oh my god, he's going to fly over the ring. No, you're like, oh, he's going to do some power moves. And all of a sudden, he's jumping over the top rope, and you're like,
Half the
Wow.
fucking roster on Raw and SmackDown combined. Well, I'm sorry, not combined. It's the same show. Can't do that. I mean, it's insane.
I don't know.
I feel like they can.
They
They're just
can.
being very restricted on what they can do.
The main
pussies.
roster,
No,
let me just
it's
say
not
this now.
them.
The main roster is more
It's
talented
Vince.
than the NXT roster. I'm sorry, there's a lot of talent in NXT, but they don't get this opportunity to play their fucking character. Excuse my French.
No.
And do
You fucking
French?
whatever the hell they want.
say fucking something you fucking want to say.
Triple H is like, you go out here, this is the storyline, and it's good, and they get to be themselves, back like the Attitude Era.
Do you want to know why? NXT has one writer.
One.
One.
Not
Really?
55.
One.
Just
That's
like
an
the one in Under the Ring Radio.
Yes.
Yep. You can follow us on Twitter at Under the Ring 1.
Triple H.
Why not 1? Because I'm one of the writers on NXT. Surprise, guys.
Ooh.
There's
me.
only one.
Secret.
It's Triple H. He got the fruit
Oh,
basket from
shit.
Reddit. You remember?
Get the
That was
fruit
awesome,
basket.
by
The
the
fruit basket.
The
But-
fruit basket from r/squared circle.
Even the women's
Great.
match. That was amazing.
That was a great match.
That was
Charlotte-
amazing.
Charlotte versus Sasha Banks is a match that I would rewatch over
Yes.
and over because it was just that.
Hey,
Have you said that about Divas match in the past 10 years?
For women doing this.
I'm not even saying in women's division,
No, not
period.
even.
I'm saying it's a match that I would rewatch over and over because that's
I
how
watched
good
this
it was.
pay-per-view 3 times. That's how great this pay-per-view was.
Yes.
Front to back. It was, what, an hour and 50 minutes, if that?
Yeah. About that.
Half the time of a fucking WWE Raw, half the time of a WWE pay-per-view, which like the main pay-per-views, and it was 10 times better within the last year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, whatever you want to say. It's been better than what we've seen in the last few years of the main roster.
Absolutely. I love this guy, Baron Corbin.
Corbin,
I mean,
yes,
what is he
Baron
with him, though?
Corbin.
Because this was my first NXT experience, I have to say that, and now I'm addicted. I watched it once, and I'm now done. I will watch this every Thursday night. Apparently, he beats people within a minute.
Yeah,
Is
they
that
were
his
counting.
skit?
They were yelling out
Yeah.
1,
Yeah.
2, but it was the longest match he's had. Which,
But
Yeah.
who's this
It was
guy
like
who he was
almost
kind of
40 seconds, and then it was
squaring off with at the end now? 'Cause again, I'm new to NXT.
Bull Dempsey.
He's a big guy in there.
He's like this tough guy. You know, he's been beating a lot of people, but I don't know.
Do we see
I
a
don't really
feud
like
going
him.
between the two
Yeah,
of them?
that's
then?
gonna happen, but I don't really like him. I don't think. I don't know. He's
It's-
just like
it's
this
gonna
tough
be so-
guy. He thinks he
That finisher move, the
End of
End
Days.
of Days. Oh my god, that was an amazing move.
Yeah.
I have to say that was one of my favorite new finishers.
Yeah, it's a nice move.
Yeah.
I like it.
I like the tag team match, the El Luchadores or whatever the name is. What's
Well,
the name?
we had two. They had
For the tag team title.
the dragon something Lucha
Dragon
Sorry,
and Bud Villain.
versus Bandit
I'm so
Villains
glad-
or-
Vaude Villains.
Vaude
Vaude
Villains.
Villains
Yeah.
has
Villains?
become my favorite tag team ever.
Their entrance alone is just pretty
I-
fucking
It was
I-
awesome.
I like the
That was
entrance.
awesome.
I don't know if they'll translate into WWE.
But I mean, if what,
NXT crowd
if
is a
what
little
the
bit
big
different.
the big leagues, WWE, Raw, SmackDown, are looking for is attractions.
personality. They're looking for
This tag
personality.
team is
Personality
about
screams
it.
it.
Like,
Screams it.
And they're that
It's something
old
different.
powerhouse.
It's
They're the
something
old
different.
powerhouse tag team that
Yeah.
you don't see anymore. Like,
it's like, play me out, John.
Yeah, you had this tag team that was all about speed and agility versus a powerhouse team. It was kind of like an old school, like Hardy Boys versus Dudley Boys kind of match to me.
You know what I love about
watching this.
NXT? It's just I know that crowd is a million times smaller than what a Monday Night Raw, Thursday night. What is it? Wednesday night now. Thursday night SmackDown is, but their crowds are
starting in
just
January.
Thursday starting in January. Their crowds are just so much more aggressive.
Well,
They're like
I
an
think-
ECW crowd. I mean,
No,
they're small,
don't
but
get
they're
me-
like an
Don't get me
ECW
wrong,
crowd.
they are more aggressive. They are much louder. Only because I feel like the full Sail
like
University. Yeah, they're us. Like
Smart wrestling fans, they're referred to as.
they enjoy wrestling. They enjoy
Exactly.
these guys that they picked up from the indies, this and that.
Yes.
And it's, I feel like it's the same people all the time there. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're the regulars.
But sure,
They're
Slowly,
there every single NXT.
I mean, the
whether
fact that
it's
Sami
pay-per-view.
Zayn had a whole section of fans.
Sami Zayn's been around for a while.
Sami Zayn.
I mean, the fact
El
that
Generico. Sami Zayn.
Are we going to talk
although-
about that last match?
Although he doesn't want to talk about it.
But just the fact that him
was a
alone,
good match.
regardless if he's been
That
alone
was
for a
amazing.
year or 10 years, he has. When's the last time you had a section that was dedicated to one Raw superstar?
Cesaro section.
Cesaro section.
All the time. Ziggler in
look at
Cleveland
TLC.
on Raw.
Ziggler section.
They had a
Because
Ziggler
his
section.
hometown.
Oh, yeah, that
His
was TLC,
hometown.
I'm
It was
sorry.
TLC.
His hometown, though.
Yeah.
But then once he got off, it changed to something else.
It was
Yeah.
Sandow.
It was no. It was
No,
I think it was.
No, it was
Ambrose.
Mizdow. No,
yes,
it was Mizdow.
Ambrose.
It was
Ambrose.
Ambrose.
section.
I-
Ambrose.
was
He's
Mizdow.
from Ohio also.
Wasn't Mizdow from Ohio?
No.
Miz is from Ohio.
Miz is from Ohio, but he's billed from Hollywood, California now, so they didn't.
I stand corrected then.
And
Ambrose
Ziggler used
was
to
getting,
be
he's
billed
from
from
Ohio.
Florida, Hollywood, Florida.
Yeah, and
But
in
every
Cleveland,
time he's in Cleveland,
yeah, that's a different story.
that's his hometown, so they bill
Yeah.
him from there.
What about the end of NXT?
But
Bless you.
let's just say, the end of that pay-per-view,
Shocked me.
holy crap, when was the last time we got a swerve like that at the end of a pay-per-view?
That
Besides SummerSlam, where Triple H
Yeah.
pedigreed Daniel Bryan.
SummerSlam with Triple H pedigree Daniel
Yeah,
Bryan.
that was all right.
The only thing is
Oh,
that
that's good swerve.
the celebration went on a little long. That's all I would have to say. I
The
know.
little thing on the bottom of the screen popped up. It was like WWE Incorporated. You know, this and
the
that. And we were
celebration
like,
went
it's
on-
over.
The celebration did go on longer than Daniel Bryan's at WrestleMania
Yeah.
30, which was a little much.
The
but,
commentators were gone. They left.
but everything, there's not much to complain about, honestly. I'm
No,
just
that was
nitpicking.
fucking
It was
awesome.
amazing.
Like the
Great match.
fact that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn go back, way back into the indie scene, and Kevin is finally here. Kevin Owens, sorry. Kevin Owens.
I was like, who are you talking about?
Kevin Owens is finally here. Like, you saw it in the first match where he came out and he was tearing up and he was like, holy shit, this is happening. And then once they were leaving the ring, he fucking power bombs him to the fucking ringside. Holy shit!
When I saw that, I was just like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
I mean, like you don't see that on Raw, SmackDown. You don't see it's just like those power bombs onto the side, of the ring. Not like
Especially
power bomb in
because
the ring, a power bomb on the ape, on
Especially
on the
because
Titantron, nothing.
Sami Zayn's when he won the championship, everyone was celebrating, and Kevin Owens was in there hugging him.
He was the
saying,
first person.
like,
He was the first
sold it.
person to
Sold
hug
it.
him
Yeah.
with the blood coming out of his broken.
Oh, he
nose.
reopened his stitches.
Sold it completely.
That was, oh my god, this.
How amazing was that the DDT through the ropes from Zayn Bella?
I love it. It's great.
That is some
Sami
move you will
Zayn-
not see on Raw anytime in.
Now, do you think Adrian Neville is going to be on the main roster soon?
Absolutely.
I think so. That's
Yeah.
why he lost the title.
Do you
I
think
agree.
he makes his debut at Royal Rumble?
I don't know about Royal
Possibly.
Rumble. I don't know about
That's not a
Royal
big
Rumble,
spot for
but
him.
I think he's
Well,
going to
Rusev
be
started off
somewhere.
on there.
He's going to be
It'd
somewhere.
be excitement though. It'd be excitement if he joined the Royal
That-
Rumble.
that's
I
what
think
Rusev started
normally
off.
the
Rusev
Royal
started
Rumble,
off.
when you want to start someone there,
Don't
you
you
go
tell
with
me-
a bigger guy. You know what I'm saying?
When Rusev started off, I had him in our Royal Rumble pool. His number came up for me, and I was just like, all right, this guy could do some fucking damage. He was eliminated, like...
Yeah, but I'm just saying. But
But don't get me wrong, I also had El Torito. So...
my point is that's when he first really debuted in the WWE.
Yeah,
But
but then
the
after he didn't
actual
wrestle
Raw-
for a long
But I
time.
feel
No,
like,
you're right. He went a
I
couple
feel
weeks
like
without it.
The upper main roster needs to find a good gimmick for Adrian Neville.
No, here's the thing. I don't want them to find a gimmick. I'm sick of gimmicks between all the people they have on the roster right now. I want them to just do what they're doing with NXT. Just have him come up as Adrian Neville.
But see,
That's
that's
the rumor right now that he's going to get a gimmick. That's the rumor that they're going to change what he is.
See,
He
that's
has
the
to,
wrong thing,
only
though.
because it's two different people running two different sections of the company. It's Triple H running NXT, and Vince and 27 other writers.
See that?
But Vince is doing
Raw.
but Triple H is doing a far superior job apparently.
See, that's the
But
thing. We're
Vince
getting
is still in
We're
power.
getting all excited about this NXT period, but do we honestly think it's going to translate to Raw, or do they want to keep this like independent kind of wrestling atmosphere at NXT?
But here's the thing.
Just to
Here's
keep
the thing.
those
How many
fans
times-
happy.
How many times on the pay-per-view on NXT did they actually mention this is the future of Raw? This is the guys you're going to be seeing for the next decade. They keep telling you this and spoon-feeding you, saying this is what you're going to be seeing. These are the guys who are being
How many
polished and
times have they
trained.
lied
But
to
they-
us? Though?
That is a good point. I will actually acknowledge that. There you go.
But they're gonna give us a different product though. We're so happy-go-lucky NXT pay-per-view, and we turn to Raw. We're like, what the fuck?
Do you
Like
wanna
this
know
is
why?
garbage.
NXT, is actual
You didn't burp for it. No.
wrestling.
What do you say? Excuse me.
I burped.
I didn't hear it.
Good.
Okay, good.
That means
Great.
I'm
All
doing my
right,
job well,
wonderful.
right? You know, we can do this. NXT is actually wrestling.
Yes.
Raw is 3 hours of spoon-filled shit with a bunny.
Raw's a play.
Thank God for Kane speaking.
We'll
of
get to
that.
it
Don't
this
get
week.
me
This
wrong.
week wasn't
This-
terrible,
this
but it's
Raw's
living
week
off
was
past
pretty decent.
superstars. Past superstars. It's living off this week.
But I think what I could see them doing maybe is having like a
No, don't say it.
like a
Don't.
WCW.
No,
No.
I knew that was
It's not going to happen again.
No, because NXT gets squashed and they look like the bitches, and then they come in WWE in the main roster and they're the bottom. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Same thing happened with WCW.
Yeah, but
Booker
we're
T
Jimmy Noble
came in,
and Joey Mercury right now. They're
Booker
main
T
eventing
was like the only one
After
that
how many
succeeded.
years?
They're not main event.
Man, how many
They're not main
years?
eventing.
Were they in the main event at TLC?
They're not.
Were they in the main event?
Their
at all?
names are not on
They
the
were not
card.
main event
They
of
are
TLC.
Think of
security.
the invasion
Were
storyline.
they
Who
involved
did?
in that
Who
main event?
made it after that? Who
No
was part of
not-
the team?
Absolutely.
That wasn't established WWF guy. Just Booker T. That's
Booker T
it.
became an announcer after that.
No, come on. He was King Booker. He won the world title. He
That
made
is true.
it.
Okay, I'll give him that.
He
He
made it.
deserved to.
Who
make
made
it,
it?
dude,
Everyone
because
else-
Booker T's a goddamn
Everyone else
good
there,
wrestler.
they had like
was
Yeah.
a good wrestler.
Booker
they had
made it.
Rhino, Lance Storm. If I could be serious
Which-
for a minute.
Which, might I add, I was reading a rumor where Booker T might be in the Royal Rumble this year.
Again.
I don't
Please,
care
no, please,
because
no.
he's already done that.
Again.
I don't care
How
about
many
that.
years ago though?
He's gonna do a spin of Rooney. A couple. What was
Is
it?
it?
It's gonna be Kevin Nash Part 2 from
Can you
last
dig
year.
it?
Kevin Nash comes out, eliminates
Kevin Nash wasn't
maybe
in the
one
Royal
guy.
Rumble last year.
Yeah.
This was a couple years ago.
Oh, it was 2 years ago with Kevin Nash?
3 years ago.
Diesel. He was Diesel.
Yeah.
When he came out. That was the one in
Hey, he
Boston.
looked good. He looked good, actually, though.
That was a while ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Until they actually
That's
gave
when
him a
CM Punk
story.
feuded with
That
him.
was WrestleMania 27, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was like 4 or 5 years.
2011.
Back,
whatever.
Back to your main point, I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to have to agree with you
Thank you.
because NXT is such a different product from WWE that you could easily branch that off. They could be like, NXT is so much more superior than WWE today that we're going to leave what we're doing right now for us to be our own product. And I can see H taking that to the letter and being, I'm going to be better than you.
But it won't
But-
happen for another couple of years.
No,
But who's
I'm
gonna
not
be-
saying it's going to be anytime soon. But I'm
Well,
saying
this would
that
be a good time.
inevitably it
Yeah.
H is not in control of Raw, so he could be the.
This is how he
Like
assumes
a
power
whole-
again.
the
other
only,
Nexus thing,
well,
or something like
not
that,
the
you
only,
know?
but the biggest issue I have with this is who's going to be the heel and the faces. You think the crowd's going to cheer for Raw and SmackDown over NXT?
No.
Hell no.
Do you
and
honestly
Raw and SmackDown have to go over NXT. That's the fact of the matter.
do
So
you honestly need heel and faces though?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why the
the
heck?
crowd's going to
Absolutely.
cheer for
No.
NXT, not Raw and SmackDown. That's not what WWE wants.
It
They
depends
do
on
not
who
want-
you put against the NXT team.
Why the hell do you want to be told who the hell you should like? Why?
I agree with you,
the
but
thing
that's
with
how it
NXT.
is.
But why does it have to be? If that's the
Because
case,
Vince
change
McMahon said so, and you don't cross
that's
the
the
line.
whole
But
line,
if
because Vince
H,
said so.
if H honestly, like, if he wants to take this in his own direction, do this the way he wants to, why the hell does he have to fit the Vince McMahon mold? He doesn't need to. He can make this product his own thing, and if it stays the way it is right now, easily surpasses WWE with the way that they're going right now.
That's
There's
true.
No
But
way
once it comes
WWE
onto Raw and SmackDown and faces off with it, it cannot beat those shows. Because they can't say, oh, our show on the network on Thursday nights is better than our primetime show on cable TV.
But
they can't. They can't do that.
What if they go back to putting NXT back on TV?
They're not going
NXT
to.
was on TV for a while before they put ECW back on.
They're not going to.
Look, here's
It's
here-
incentive to buy the network.
They would even
here's
have their audience.
here's
Which
the
I
thing-
would do now.
Here's the thing that I would see.
this.
Like, if no one has noticed, ratings of Raw and SmackDown have been down.
This Raw was the lowest of 2014, by the way.
Vince knows
Was?
that.
And-
Last
and-
night's
yeah.
was the lowest.
And
of
Vince
before
knows
that,
that.
and before
and it wasn't
that,
bad at all, which is
It
sad.
wasn't a bad Raw. It was just-
increasingly, they've been going down in ratings for the last few years.
But also, you
Last
gotta think of
few years.
streaming and a lot of people DVRing. And
No,
things like that.
yeah. Regardless, even still, even still,
I DVR.
if you put it on,
People-
Yeah,
if you
true.
put it on the network and you make it just, hey, NXT's here and it's going to be on the network. People use the internet way more than they
And I
watch
think,
TV.
I think that's what this pay-per-view did. This pay-per-view said, hey, we're here. You want to see us, you have to buy this. Because there's no other way you're going to see us unless you buy this.
Which is a
Like
good,
what you
which is
saw-
a good marketing strategy.
Which, in my eye, they should have made this free with the pay-per-view November, Survivor Series. They should have
Yes.
made this pay-per-view, the NXT pay-per-view, before Survivor Series, just to see,
Or just
to
NXT.
showcase, or just NXT pay-per-view, just to showcase what is going on this whole app on whatever the fuck you have. It's not fucking rocket science.
But they blew it. Again, just going back to
They
Survivor
didn't
Series.
just blow it. They fucking blow it.
This is going back to my argument with Survivor Series. You made a pay-per-view free for the first time and said, hey, check this out, free on the network.
No
and see what you
champion.
get. And it was garbage.
They just
You
bring
had
out Sting
one
and they
good match.
expect that to sell everything.
Thank
basically.
you. Yeah, it was literally just saying.
I mean, don't
Fuck
get me
you.
wrong. The Sting was a nice surprise.
I didn't like that surprise at all.
Everyone was
And the last
expecting
match
Randy
was
Orton.
good. The
But
last
honestly,
match was
One match.
One,
I liked
exactly.
I did like the Ambrose match. I have to say again.
It was okay.
But
That whole pay-per-view was built to one match, so why am I going to watch the first 2 hours?
And not even
Basically,
that, though.
they-
and why am I
Okay.
paying
It was-
$10 a month for it?
It was not even that though. It's just the fact that, like you said, it was it was given to us for free. Hey, if I'm a first time watcher, honestly, I would have fallen asleep before the main event. That pay per view was. I mean, I'm just saying that. I mean, I'm saying that as a hardcore wrestling fan. That pay per view sucked.
It did.
I mean, this pay per view is a
But-
little better.
But you guys say the end
No,
grabbed
no,
it.
it was.
The
This wasn't
end of
more.
Survivor
The
Series
beginning
grabbed
match
it no
was
matter
better
what.
than the half
The
of the
next night
match.
on Raw, they dropped the ball. It was terrible. One
If
of
you're
the worst
if
Raws
you're
of the
still
year.
talking about the NXT pay per view compared to TLC as of
Even
right now,
Survivor
No, no,
Series.
no, no, no.
even-
We're
yeah,
talking about
anything.
TLC compared to Survivor Series.
TLC compared to Survivor Series, not even a competition. Survivor Series was absolutely awful.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
up
saying.
until the actual Survivor Series match.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
That was the only match that was built up to be. You were gonna watch this for this reason.
I'm agreeing with you. If you're giving me Survivor Series, one of the top 4 pay-per-views, you're recording me? It's illegal.
Top 4 pay-per-views.
Top 4 pay-per-views in WWE, free, and you fucking give me shit.
Not only do you not
I don't know.
not only do you not give me the champion, you throw 2 Divas matches with both of the matches being absolutely terrible. One lasting all of
You're talking
30
about Survivor
seconds.
Series, right?
What
Yes.
were the
So they give us
three
the
and
champion
what
at
was the
TLC.
second?
There's no champion at Survivor Series, no champion at TLC, and now you're building up the fact that the champion is now going to be at Royal Rumble. Why the hell am I going to give a shit about anything that you're going to do with how many pay-per-views have we not have a champion?
3, so 3 or 4.
3 or 4
Three.
so far. 3 pay-per-views in a row with no champion. The point of WWE and the thing that everyone wants to earn is that championship belt. And you're not even going to mention it on any of the last 3 pay-per-views. Why would I care?
They did mention it on TLC. We'll move on to TLC. Probably, we heard that the locker room was all fired up after watching the NXT pay-per-view.
Well, I don't know
See-
about that. I heard
No,
something
they
different.
said it was completely fine.
I heard
Don't
I
that.
heard that a lot of people were
No,
losing.
Dolph Ziggler said, and I quote, "I'm going to put on the best damn match of my career."
I don't think he did, though. I'm sorry. It was a
No,
good
he
I
match.
did.
agree.
But it was a great match. It was a good match.
could've been
I thought it was a
better.
great match.
Seriously, are we gonna seriously all argue about this one? I thought that was a damn good
I
match.
thought it was a decent match.
Decent?
Decent.
It could have been
It was
better.
better than half the pay-per-view.
It could have been much
Danny?
better.
They were not.
Danny,
I
come on.
thought
Danny, come on.
that
See what doesn't make
whole
sense.
pay-per-view was junk.
Danny, back me and Vinny up on this one. Come on, we're apparently the only ones in Ziggler's corner on this
You
one.
still win. He's
Look.
alright. Can we fight that?
Look. Look, here's the thing. I saw bits and pieces of the pay-per-view due to the fact that I was at work. But from
happens.
what I saw, I could not believe that this was the kind of shit you're putting out for me. Although the Ziggler match was okay,
Yeah.
the rest of the pay-per-view as a whole, I did not think was pay-per-view worthy.
But we're
shouldn't have
all
went on
saying
first.
this after
shouldn't have went on
NXT
first,
pay-per-view.
But everything else was a
NXT
letdown.
You want to start strong though. That's how a pay-per-view should start. A good
Not
strong
stronger
match
than the
starter.
rest of the card.
Okay,
Go ahead, Vinny,
here's
go.
the
What
thing.
are you
This is
saying?
why I said the map before you guys even came over. NXT gave us filet mignon. We were so excited. We got a great steak. Now we watch TLC and we watch Raw. Now we're like, this is garbage. This is like leftover steak. This
McDonald's.
is nothing. This is McDonald's.
even.
This is shit.
Vinny's actual quote was Wendy's steak. So you're pretty
Wendy's
much on the
steak.
same
Yeah.
Wendy's W stir steak. By the way, I don't like Wendy's late at night,
Oh,
but
well,
that's what we're used to. We saw NXT. We were mind blown. We were like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Now we watch WWE, a mainstream pay per view and a mainstream Raw, and we're like, oh
And that's
god, this is garbage.
That's ultimately the problem is the fact that like you watch a pay per view like NXT the way that they have
You commit to it
that
Sunday
they have
night.
been doing it for some time now, and like
you know WWE can put out a product as good as they have been. But then you throw out TLC and Survivor Series and you go, why have you not done anything in the same scope
You could throw
as
Hell in a Cell in there,
NXT
too.
with
if you
younger
want to, sure.
people?
I'm going to agree 110% with you. And the only thing that irks me more than that is that people still pay for pay-per-views. People are still paying $60, $65 a month
Yep.
to watch this
Well,
shit.
I feel
I
bad
mean-
for them. I really do feel
I mean,
bad for them.
don't get me wrong. That's their choice for not paying for the network, which you can get for $9.99. And
We're now sponsored by WWE.
Oh my god.
don't get me started.
We're not gonna start with sponsors. Keep going.
It doesn't sicken me. It just makes me feel bad for people that they're actually spending this 60. I mean, don't get me wrong. When the network first came out, it had its glitches, and we winded up. Well,
Yeah,
our
exactly.
friend winded up
Buying the
pay-per-view
because it was that
the
bad. We
network
couldn't
was
even
that
watch it. It
bad.
was just frozen the whole time. So he just
But
bought.
now, it's worked out its kinks. It's been almost a year in about
It still
2
has
months.
its issues. It still runs worse on like PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4.
Actually, I
than
have no
on-
issues. I watch mine on PlayStation 3 every
But you
single
watch
time.
it
I watch
later.
mine on laptop
Oh, you're right,
and
you're right.
phone, and it
You're
works perfectly. But on other devices,
When you're
I
watching
don't know.
live, you get that underwater sound. you get
Yeah,
that
it loses its
blurriness.
quality, and we're watching like a terrible YouTube video.
I can't tell you how many
sometimes.
times I've gone from HD to just not HD. I mean, you know,
great.
it's
HD, or am I back in the 90s?
it really just
We'll go on
happens.
to our
Yeah,
our
we're gonna move on.
standings,
I think-
baby.
I think we move on.
Our
We only
standings.
did one match, but you know.
Let me. We're not gonna touch on every match.
Okay.
Well,
we should touch on
there are
Cena
three.
Rollins.
yeah, we'll touch on that. Let's just go through our standings. First.
Okay, fine.
And I would go through with records.
Danny did go.
Oh my God.
6-2.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw an arrow up
I
in
will-
the air.
I will
'cause
bow-
booyah.
I just want to know who do you know in the WWE? That
I will
pick
bow-
a fucking Big Show.
No. You know
Yeah,
what? No.
really?
You know what? He's the only one using his brain. Because he knows WWE won't use their brain. And he picked everything that wasn't logical. And it worked.
Doesn't matter because I'm still in first place.
I think me and Vinny went two.
There's
on this
still
one.
there's still one
We went two for this side.
out of the two that I lost. I'm way more upset about the fact that
Much
AJ
more.
Lee did not regain the
Vinny,
title.
we're tied. I'm just
Way more upset about that
than
That's
overall
4-10. 4-10, baby.
Here are the standings as of now. I'm in first because I'm the best at 10-4.
Legend.
Danny 9-5 in second place.
Solid.
Dan making his pick debut 4-4. He breaks 500. Well, he's at 500. Matt and Vinny are tied for third at 4-10.
That's what we do. That's what we do.
4-10.
Will we make that comeback and make
I'm
everyone
saying
look behind us?
by WrestleMania, because that's the time where everything ends. So they say
Everything ends?
All the feuds
Everything?
end.
Is that the season?
That's where the world.
But
ends.
we're going to keep going, though.
We're gonna
Just
keep
letting
going.
you know.
The world's gonna end, but
Maybe.
we'll still be here because Vinny's house is fortitude of the Hall of Justice.
That's right.
Meanwhile, in the Hall of Justice,
That's another plug. I mean, here we go.
I say at first place.
Hi, Mick Foley.
Whoever's in first, the people below him. First, second. We'll go first, second. Does that sound
There's
good?
only 3 people.
Wait a minute.
I'm
Wait,
sure there are 5 people here.
I am totally cool with first and second doing some
Oh,
stuff.
Go first. You want to go
totally-
first? We'll go first. I'm in first. I was giving you guys the benefit of the doubt, but if you don't want to, fine.
What's this going
If
on?
you guys are that bitter,
Yeah,
about first
really.
and second.
No,
Yeah,
give
you guys
you
are that better.
credit. Go.
We'll go first. We'll go first.
Go. You go.
The person
No.
in first gets something.
All right.
Whether
All
it
right,
be
we'll do that.
We'll figure
do
it
that.
a drink, whatever.
A drink.
A
One
drink.
drink.
Don't start.
Well, wait a minute. We got
A
to
single
further
Capri
promote.
Sun.
We got the Rock Rusev bet going here, right?
If you guys listen
There
to
will
the
be
last
no
few
Rock
episodes,
Rusev. Come on.
Yeah, well, the bet going is, Gasper.
The bet was if
Not gonna
Gasper
go over
picked
that
Rock Rusev. No, we're gonna pick it. 'cause
they should have listened to the podcast. They didn't listen to the
for
podcast.
people who didn't get to, unfortunately, they're lost. But Gasper picked Rock Rusev. If that happens, I owe him a bottle of Jack.
With my name engraved on it.
That's not happening.
That's not happening.
That would cost a fortune. Come on.
If it's not Rock and Rusev, specifically not Rock, it could be Rock and whoever. He owes me a toll boy.
Yep.
I don't know how that happened.
How'd
but
you get a tall boy after a bottle of
It's
Jack?
more fair if you think about it.
Because
there's
it's
so much
such
more
a,
unlikely
it's
after
not like
Rock
Rock's
Rusev will happen.
returning.
That's-
It's not like it's Rock returning, Rock doing a segment. It's Rock and Rusev. So I would give him the benefit.
Raw is Jericho! What do you guys think about
Oh,
Wait, you
we
wanna
skipped
talk-
TLC. We completely
Oh,
forgot about
yeah,
it.
That's
we
how
gotta talk
shitty-
about a monitor blowing up and Dean Ambrose.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
forgot.
this was an amazing
Sorry,
match
guys.
until that happened.
I got too excited for Raw.
Jericho is exciting on it, but
Jericho was the best thing to happen on this Raw.
okay.
I love Jericho.
Yes.
I'm a Jericho holic. So.
We'll go to
Paul Heyman's a
Bray
Jericho
Wyatt, I
Hulk,
guess, right?
apparently.
He is.
Would
Sure.
you please? No, I'm kidding.
No, I will.
Let's
Take it.
Bray Wyatt, Dean Ambrose. What do you guys think of that?
I love the match. Hated the ending.
Fucking garbage!
What do you mean
Fucking
fucking garbage? It was
No.
a great
No,
match.
don't get me wrong.
It was a good
decent,
match.
It was a decent match.
It was a very good match.
It was a decent match.
No, it was a.
I-
My eyes! You put a guy through a table 3 times, you blow him into the fucking ring and pin him. You don't go to pick up a goddamn TV and go to hit him with the TV, and the TV explodes
Because-
again, and you're blind all of a sudden.
Hold on, calm down, calm down.
Shit!
Relax.
No!
Breathe.
It's garbage! It's fucking garbage! And it
Goose
was-
from
Don't drink.
Did somebody
Kids.
say roll-ups? What's going
And
on?
if I was half fucking decent for this pay-per-view, I'd be screaming the same exact goddamn thing.
Goose from Let's relax for a second.
I almost fell asleep during this whole pay-per-view.
Listen. The match itself was good. Yes, the exploding
The match-
monitor was
the match
completely bullshit.
Match was decent.
The match was a great match. I don't know how you go decent. I mean, come on. Ambrose
I
was
was
very
the
creative.
It was a good match.
I was most excited for
Ain't
this
better than
match.
good.
I was most excited for this match.
Well, you got your wish. You wanted to be in the main event, and you got your wish.
I told you it was going to be the match.
And you got your wish. No, I was glad
didn't
about
wish
it.
I said it's going to happen.
Well,
and it happened.
no, you know.
I don't agree with it being the main event, honestly.
It should have
because
been. No, I agree.
There's no title on the line. If anything, that would have been the lowest out of the 3 matches, the 3 best matches. Because you have the Intercontinental title, why wouldn't you want to just build that? Put that as a main event, you know what I'm saying?
But they needed something to start off the pay-per-view fast and quick.
They could have went with Bray Wyatt, Dean
But
Ambrose off the pay-per-view.
Again, a TLC match where you win by pinfall or submission
P?
is
You
bullshit.
go by P?
Yes.
You pee
I
on your
agree.
opponent to win.
That's bullshit. No, you need
Especially-
something hanging there to climb that ladder to get.
Especially, you have Roman Reigns return in Rollins vs. Cena. A big moment. I'm not the hugest
It
fan,
wasn't
but
that big, though.
it was a spear through a table, like AA. That's how that would be a good pay-per-view end. You know what I'm saying? We're going with a monitor exploding in a guy's face, and then the Sister Abigail on the pay-per-view's over, and then you're like,
See,
what?
what's bothering
But
me
what
was...
That
caused,
was the end?
what caused the explosion? I mean, we've all pulled things out of the socket with, like,
Yes.
you know, accidentally, and never
Well,
before
once he
has anything
unplugged it,
exploded.
somehow the power was
He's obviously
flowing
too
even
strong.
greater.
Oh, is that it?
That's what it is.
The superhuman strength caused the explosion.
Yeah,
See,
just
what
rip an explosion!
What I want to know is what was the relevance behind the TV? Because he pulled it out halfway through the match, was staring at it,
Well,
smiling at it,
well,
and he was
they-
like,
they had
I'm
views
going
on
to do something with
TV.
this.
If you saw all the memes online, he was watching NXT,
Yep.
and then he got so mad that he just pulled the plug out. But that's the real
That's
shit.
the memes.
To me, I was really excited for this match. And
It was good.
It
The ending
it
was
a
terrible.
great
No,
match.
good
can't end
match.
a pay-per-view
Yeah,
that
we
way.
all
No,
agree.
I
with that.
agree.
cannot
The
end
ending
it
was shitty, but the rest of the match, up until the monitor explosion, I think it was a great
good.
match.
The
was
only
very
thing
good.
I
don't
wish
know,
they
great.
did was because they're
I can
so
agree.
sold on TLC, tables, ladders, chairs, they didn't get to use more weapons. Like back in the TLC match,
went
you
through
use more
4
weapons.
tables.
I think
That's
that's
a table.
the problem with no
They
belt.
use a ladder. They use a
But
chair.
he used the ladder to
Where
jump down
else
to
was the other
table.
weapons? There's
All
so many
4
weapons.
tables, he elbow dropped Bray Wyatt through.
Yes,
Do it
but
from the
there's so
ladder.
many weapons under the table. I'm sorry, under the ring. Use them.
He used 2 kendo sticks.
Yep.
That's
That
it.
was,
Ooh,
those were,
candlesticks.
Those were good shots.
Ooh.
and a
Those
TV
were good
that
shots
blew
were
up in
all.
his face.
Which I don't count because he never really used it.
What more do you want in the match? Like, you got to realize that literally every match in this bill has been built up to be, this is going to be a certain type of match. You're going to be using chairs. You're going to be using steel steps. You're going to be using ladders. If you use that with, like, everyone else's matches, what does the significance count as? There's no point.
I
in
Which
that.
didn't
this whole
expect
point
more.
was the whole
This is the main
combination of all
event.
three.
This is a main event. Use
Yes,
more
I
weapons.
I understand it's the main event, but at that point you have seen everything of that. Like, you're there. You have seen everything.
Why?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Matt. Why? This is
Beer, it's a beer cup.
It's a beer.
Why?
It's a beer.
Why?
It's a beer.
To keep going, I gotta
Grass.
say, Luke Harper versus Dolph Ziggler for the Intercontinental title. You don't have a WWE World Heavyweight Championship match
I don't
there.
wanna talk about
Just
that.
go with Luke Harper, Dolph Ziggler as the main event ladder match. I think they would have made it better.
I
They
can
would have
see
went
it.
a little.
But-
We started off with that, and then it was downhill for a long time until we saw something solid. It was just.
Well, the rest of between that and the Ambrose match.
And why
there's
is
nothing
Big Show
good.
going over Rowan? Why?
Because WWE creative is
this is why-
Because he's getting fed to Roman Reigns. That's why.
Thank you. He's
No.
being fed to
Just
Roman
like
Reigns.
Ryback going over Kane to get
And-
fed to
And you guys are
Rusev.
going to be like, no, he's not going to be fed to Roman Reigns. This is why. He's being made strong for the Royal Rumble until Roman Reigns eliminates the Big Show. And everyone's going to be like, that's the strongest guy in the Rumble, and there he goes. Roman
Cesaro
Reigns.
picked the Big Show up.
But
Yeah,
that was
put him
last
over
year.
with ease.
You're not
Right.
allowed to make guys.
Remember, WWE creative throws shit out the window every 2 seconds.
They're not creative. They're just writers.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
As you all know, I refer to them as just writers now. I do not refer to them as creators.
Ever since the interview, we all refer to them as
So what-
just writers.
What do you guys
Get
rate?
your shit together.
What do you guys rate DLC? Out of 10.
5. Give it absolute mediocre.
6, maybe.
I give it a 6. It entertained me.
I'm critical. I'm going to give it a 5.
Wow.
I'm with Dan.
There was a lot of garbage in there. A lot of hairspray in the eyes, which we
5.
didn't talk about. Hairspray.
Hairspray.
You know what? Not
Hairspray.
even
On a
5.
match.
I'm giving it a 4.5. Just because.
But can we all admit it was better than Survivor Series?
Yes, absolutely.
I don't know if I
Well,
can go that
wait a minute.
far.
Wait a minute.
I would say
Wait
it's
a
on
minute.
par.
The one match of
On
Survivor
par.
Series
Thank
was
God.
better than all of the matches on TLC, in my opinion, in entertainment. But overall pay-per-view, yes, it had a little more consistency. It started off with a good match. It had a pretty good match in the middle. You know, it had Roman Reigns come back. Survivor Series was mostly just SmackDown with a main event at the
Can I
end.
ask a question? When is Randy Orton returning?
Never.
The Royal Rumble. No.
Okay.
No,
Right next
December 27th, house show. Nassau
I'm
Coliseum.
not referring to house show. I'm talking about TV.
That's his return.
That's his official.
Well, that's his official, but that's his like return into a ring. I mean, he's
He'll
gonna
be
be
back
there.
in a couple weeks, I think.
He'll be there though.
all right. Because I
Are
kind
we
of
going to that? I said we
Yeah.
go to that. Just drop like
Busy
$20
that
bucks
day.
and
What day is that?
what are you busy?
Saturday.
Doing what?
Working.
I
you
still,
know, like
I,
a normal person.
I still want to see him versus Brock Lesnar.
It won't happen.
It won't happen, though, because
I agree with you,
Brock
Dan.
is going to be leaving us, unfortunately.
Definitely after. Yeah, I think
Going
after
to the
WrestleMania.
UFC.
I think WrestleMania is going to be his last pay-per-view.
I say yes. And after that, we're having our good friend who's fluent in the UFC world come here.
What's that? What do you mean by that?
Surprise. Our friend. My
No,
friend.
what do you mean by fluent? I watch UFC
he's-
every single pay-per-view.
He fights in UFC.
Oh, he fights.
Well,
I didn't
not
know
in
that.
UFC.
Not in UFC.
In MMA.
He does
MMA.
Sadly, I will not be here for that.
You might be. We don't know.
We don't know what the
he's
future
going to be
holds.
covering the punk fights. Whatever
The punk
they
fights
happen.
are going to be a catastrophe. I think he's just getting his ass kicked.
I
much
don't
as
care.
I want
I
to
still
cover
wanna
that.
watch.
I still
He's
watch
gonna
it.
get
Of course,
paid,
I don't
and
give a
that's-
shit.
He's going to get his ass handed.
That's
to him.
fine.
He's
We
not a
know-
UFC type fighter.
We all
Lesnar
know.
started off with the amateur background. I'm a huge Brock Lesnar fan, and I also love
Exactly.
MMA.
Lesnar has
Lesnar,
wrestling
yes.
experience.
But you
He has
can't
actual
doubt
technical
CM Punk's
experience.
will if he really wants to do
Will
this.
my ass.
Is-
These guys have trained in 4 or 5 different specialties. Lesnar went in there and he dominated with only 2. One is just power, and the other one was wrestling. He had nothing else going for him.
That's a fair point, but that's the heavyweight division. That's a lot.
No, there are a lot of heavyweights who have a lot of different disciplines in UFC.
Look, man.
I disagree with you on that 100%. So, like a guy who watches UFC religiously, they are all trained very well. Lesnar dominated because of his strength and because of his wrestling background. The fact that when he got you on your back, you did not have any way out because he was just hammering you. Because he can actually, unlike wrestling, hit you with everything he has.
Well, Brock Lesnar hits everybody.
But Brock
He
Lesnar is just a
does.
scary motherfucker. It
He
doesn't
played
matter
for
where
the
he
Minnesota Vikings, for Christ's sake.
got
For
cut
a
by
day.
He got cut.
He got cut because he was such an asshole.
No,
like,
it's the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah,
who
sure.
suck.
Look,
Thank you.
I'm one of the bigger Punk fans that are around, and when I first got the news, I immediately thought was I would like to see him do well, but
He won't.
I know
No, I'm not
everyone
gonna-
in the division that he's going to be in
Well, we all
is just
know.
going to be so much better than
But they're
him,
not going to put him against the
regardless.
best.
Exactly. We all
He's
know
going to
he's
sell a
not gonna be a
pay-per-view
champion.
versus Joe Schmo down the block.
He's
So-
going to be a mid-carding guy who...
Less
Not
than
even
mid-card.
that.
Bottom.
They're gonna sign shit guys against him just so he can win, and they're gonna sell.
His first pay-per-view.
Dana White won't do that.
His
Dana White-
first-
no.
Come on.
His
Here's
first
the whole
pay-per-view,
reason
he'll be the
why they
second to
signed
last
him.
match, and he'll face
Hold
a
on,
no-name
hold on,
guy.
relax.
The whole reason.
Dana White will not sign
Matt,
bullshit guys.
Matt,
He'll put him up against good guys, and
Matthew,
he will let him
the whole reason why the UFC signed CM Punk
To make money.
was to sell pay-per-views.
Make
Yes.
money.
That's it.
Here's the thing.
No, they're
He's-
gonna put him up against
No.
fucktards. You
Yes.
don't know what the
Here's-
hell they're
look,
doing.
look.
and
Hold on,
CM
hold on.
Punk's gonna be.
Calm
Here's-
yourself,
here's-
calm yourself.
here's-
Hold on, let me
here's
ask
the
you guys a
problem.
question.
Don't get me wrong. I
Let
want
them
to see
speak.
CM Punk in
Let
his
the
ass
men
kicked.
speak.
Relax. Let me
Go
ask you
ahead.
guys all a real
Go ahead.
question.
You could.
Because this is gonna
Be serious
this
for a
is
minute.
this is I'm gonna
Lance
show
Cade.
Dan's line and say I'm gonna get serious for a
Well,
second.
Lance Storm, but
Minute,
via me.
Okay.
Yes.
You bitch.
Now what's gonna happen is who was Brock Lesnar's first match?
I don't give a fuck.
Hold on.
Frank Mir.
Mr. Frank Mir.
Frank Mir was a multi-time UFC World Heavyweight Champion. Amazing guy. And what happened to Lesnar in his first match?
Lost.
Anyone?
He lost.
Lost.
How? Has anyone even seen the match?
Ankle lock.
No, wrong.
No, it was a knee bar.
Shamrock.
Sorry,
No,
it was a knee,
wrong.
it was a knee bar.
No, it's not.
I
It
forgot.
was.
Jesus Christ.
Ankle.
I forgot.
was triangle hold. Lesnar was in going too hard for punches, and he got triangle hold there.
All right.
I
Can I-
swear
can I
to
just
God,
say
it was a
something?
knee bar when
don't
he
think
fought.
so.
Do
When
you
he
guys
fought
see how
Mir.
much this
The
gives a
second
shit to
time I think
me?
you tried to.
Zero.
But here's the thing. They don't make them win because of their wrestling background. He signed Lesnar saying, you want to be a UFC fighter? Be a UFC fighter. You know what? You're the biggest, baddest guy. They go up against our biggest, baddest guy. At the time, Mir was the biggest, baddest guy.
Like,
But Lesnar-
here's going into it though. There's no such thing as a shitty person in the UFC. For you to be in the UFC, you have to have a certain set of skills that sets you apart from everyone else.
Thank you.
So regardless of the fact of who they put them in, you can say they're going to put them up with scrubs that no one has heard of, but they might be scrubs that no one have heard of, but they
They've been
have the
training.
skills
And
and
it's not
training
scripted.
Hold on,
guys.
hold on,
To-
hold on, hold
to
on, hold on. I'm not
easily
saying it's scripted,
to easily
but
kick his ass.
but
It's scripted. They pick who
But-
they fight.
No, they don't.
the
They
UFC.
pick who they fight, but that doesn't
Listen.
mean you're going to win.
If they don't like you, they don't have to put you in
The
any
guy
fights
from,
based
what's
on
his name?
skill.
I can't think of the guy's name from,
Dana White can blackball you out of
no,
UFC.
from the guy from Mineola. I can't think of his name right now. He beat a champion.
Who, Weidman?
Weidman, thank you.
Weidman.
Weidman had no business fighting Anderson Silva, and he beat him.
Didn't Anderson Silva break his own leg?
because
That was
He
in the
didn't break his own leg.
that was in the second match. The first
Yep.
match, Weidman
Knocked him.
handily.
But Weidman
knocked-
is.
knocked
I don't
his
watch UFC
ass
that much,
out.
but he's the more sound guy.
Can I
Silva
just
is
say-
the gimmick.
No,
No,
Silva
no,
is
no,
not
no,
a
no,
gimmick.
no, no, no.
You are completely
Yes.
bullshit.
Flashy.
This is
Flashy.
no.
No.
Flashy.
No, he's not.
there's
Cocky. Puts
no-
his
Danny,
hands
you,
down.
you watch this too,
look,
please.
Look, I have watched UFC.
Why'd you just stand up?
I
He puts
personally,
his hands down in the middle of the
I
fight.
personally hate Anderson
Yes,
Silva
he does.
for that reason.
He's
Yes.
cocky.
Cocky.
But
No. Yeah.
the man is honestly pound for pound the best fighter in that division. In his
in the
division.
Okay, sorry, thank you.
In his division, pound for pound, the best fighter
I
by
can't speak
far.
on that.
Chris Weidman handily knocked him out.
rookie.
A rookie knocked him
think
out
what-
because
what-
Silva took him too lightly
Exactly.
and put his hands down way too often.
Exactly. Does that, make him a good fighter though? Because
that-
he takes people lightly. I don't
But
think
what-
that
He
makes
takes him lightly because he knows how skilled he is.
He is.
If you watch
you gotta
any,
perform.
you can watch any of his fights before that match, and you can see just how much better
Dan-
he is than everyone else he has fought.
Danny is 100%.
It doesn't matter unless it shows on paper.
No.
It doesn't
It-
matter.
Because you know what the whole
Paper
thing is?
does not mean
Anderson
shit.
Silva, every single match he competed in up until that point, soundly destroyed every single person. Whether it was a knockout, whether it was a submission, it didn't matter. He did not get it. Almost, I don't think Anderson Silva very rarely went to a decision.
No, it was always unanimous or he won by a knockout. That's
Yeah.
the way it was.
It was just kind of like it's a beautiful thing. I mean, I was going to say what Danny was saying he was the best. I thought he was going to go with the best wrestler or a UFC fighter, I should say. I was going to go. You can make arguments for GSP because
I say we get back to WWE.
Sorry. Well, because we're talking about CM Punk going with
Even
it. So
if we still are talking about CM Punk, regardless of the fact, whoever they put him up against is
going to be better than him.
Of course.
Just on the simple fact
He's not
that
tra-
they,
let me
that,
just say
I'm
that
going to
is
just go
what
with
they
a wait
do.
and see kind of approach.
Let me
I'm not going to say he's going to be
Hold
good.
on.
He's going to probably be bad.
Let me ask you a question I really don't know the answer to. Does CM Punk have like a real amateur background? Like we all know, Brock Lesnar had that NCAA
he doesn't have amateur
wrestling
wrestling.
championship.
I know that for a
background.
fact.
So,
But he's
you
been
have no-
training with the Gracies apparently for a couple of years.
But you have no
that's-
background
But
in
just because he's training with the Gracies doesn't it's not saying that he's wrestling at the beginning of 2015. He could be wrestling at December 31st.
I'm just
2015.
I'm worried about his
Give him
striking
more
and
time
his ability to
fucking
take
train.
punches.
He's-
No, but
he-
the
he-
point is, you're going up against guys who not only have been wrestling, but guys who've been doing jujitsu, Muay Thai, everything like that for 10 plus years.
But
I can't
you're learning
see,
it now.
listen,
You're an amateur.
I cannot see them not putting CM Punk up against a scrub.
Look.
Listen, they didn't do it to Lesnar.
You put him against any of the quote-unquote higher ups, any guy who's even close in UFC, close to a title shot in that division, you're getting your
Who
ass
says
handed.
he's going?
We're
straight
missing the
against-
point of all of this. I gotta say this. We're missing the point of all of this. Nobody says he's gonna be successful, win a title. That's not his goal
No,
there.
no,
he
that's
wants
not.
to
He
do
wants to
this.
have a fight.
He's gonna do this, and he's gonna fight. If he loses, he loses. He's still getting paid, and he's still gonna. It's
all that
still
matters.
people are gonna watch. It's gonna be entertaining.
As I've said before.
Think of the promos. The promos they do. He's gonna have a great
Hey,
promo.
I
Are you
am
gonna
an
tune in?
avid.
Are you going to tune in?
Yes.
Are you going to tune in?
Hell yeah.
Are you going to tune in?
Absolutely.
I'm going to tune in. And Matt, who's wasn't the best,
That's all
is
that
gonna tune
matters.
in.
People
That's
who
all
don't
that
even watch
matters.
UFC are going to tune into this because you're going to be like, this is that guy from the WWE who left.
Money.
Reading on Yahoo.com. Who's on the front page.
Money.
Let me watch this. Let me go to the local Applebee's or wherever they're showing this fight. I'm going to watch it.
I know me personally, being the avid CM Punk fan as I am, I'm gonna watch this match and every match following after that
Oh, yeah.
to see how he is.
Yes, of
But
course.
with
We are.
that being said, I do not personally believe he's gonna do very well just because I have seen the caliber of UFC fighters that they are throwing out there. Regardless if they've had a 1-0 record to a 50 and 12 record, it doesn't matter. Those people that you put him up against have been fighting and training for years specifically in this art, not just wrestling. They're not gonna. There's no such thing as a squash match in the UFC because anyone can win at any
Stop
point in
putting your
time.
hands up with the dollar
It
signs.
doesn't. It doesn't.
It's all about money. It doesn't care.
No.
It doesn't matter. It's
I
don't care.
personally don't care how much money they're giving him.
I'll watch
I-
him lose 10 times.
I
I don't
like.
care.
I don't care. I just want to see him do. I just want to see him fight in the UFC to see how
he will.
he does.
He will.
How
He
he
will, and he'll
will
get
do.
his ass handed to him.
If he
That's fine.
loses,
He
if
doesn't
he
care.
loses,
I mean,
he loses.
See,
He
here's
get
the
his
thing.
ass
Here's the
kicked.
thing.
He
Here's the
gets his
thing.
ass kicked. Whatever. It
Here's
doesn't
the
matter.
thing. I'm going back to what you said. You can have a 0-15 record. You can have a 51-12 record.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that you think you're going to be ready in 6 months compared to someone who's been training for 5, 6, 2 years, whatever it may be, you're going to get your ass kicked. He might get lucky and win the first fight. He might get his ass kicked
Brock
the first
Lesnar
fight.
got lucky.
We don't know.
Brock Lesnar lost.
Brock Lesnar's first match,
Nah, his
he
first match,
lost.
No, he lost his first.
And
He lost
he
his first
became
match.
the
I know. I'm not
UFC
saying
champion.
The second match.
Luck.
Luck.
I mean,
was no luck.
exactly.
No, he dominated.
I didn't see the match.
man,
I didn't see the
there's-
match. I can't talk about
dominated.
it.
There's
But
no.
the fact is,
Until he got diverticulitis, Brock Lesnar was dominant. Dominant.
If
People
if,
could not touch him.
if you watched Brock Lesnar when he first got into UFC, you could tell just how much more dominant he was than everyone. In the match that he lost, he rocked. Frank
He
Mir.
made one mistake. He
Rocked.
got a little too aggressive. He went in for one too many punches. And Mir, who is by far, even in his older years, because he still fights. I don't know if
Yep.
any of you are so familiar.
Yep.
He is the submission expert.
and that's
Brock
with
Lesnar
Brock
got one,
Lesnar.
two-
And that's with Brock Lesnar having years of experience, not just UFC experience, not with like
Yeah,
jiu-jitsu and all that karate
Let's go with this
experience.
here. Do you think Brock Lesnar has a big head on his shoulders like CM Punk? Does he have the mind like CM Punk to pick things up? No. He's a physically gifted athlete.
Again, he never picked up different forms of fighting in UFC, though. Lesnar maintains
That's why I'm not going to count Punk out. I'm not going to count him out because he has the mind.
No, because you know what? Lesnar had two backgrounds.
I think-
One, power, basically, and the other was his amateur
All right.
wrestling. He could take you down, and he will beat you into submission. Against a guy like Mir, he made a mistake. Second time he fought Mir, what happened?
He beat,
I
he
say
beat
we
him
do
down
this.
with hammer fists.
Yep.
That's what
I say we do this right now. This day, tonight we're recording. Recording this. I want this on record. Pick, win or lose for CM Punk, first fight.
Loss.
We don't know who he's
I
fighting.
don't care who he's fighting.
That's
I'm
the
going loss.
that's the
It
problem.
doesn't matter.
No,
Like-
but your guys' argument was no matter who he's facing.
I'm confident enough to say he's going to lose his first fight.
All right, you're gonna lose. You say loss.
I would say he's going to lose his first fight.
I personally will not say he's going to lose until I know who he's fighting. And even then, at that point, it's still a crapshoot. Because once you get into that
Yeah,
ring,
you never know.
there's nothing
It's just a
scripted.
pick. It's a
That's
pick.
the difference between UFC and WWE. There's no script. There's nothing going on. Once you're in that octagon, you are trying to literally beat the shit out of the other
But
person who's in
there
front.
are times in UFC, even though you can predict an outcome, you can look at the two guys. If you watch it, I'm not
Yes,
saying if you
yes,
don't watch
yeah.
UFC,
I
religiously,
absolutely agree.
If you're like you guys who say you never watch UFC, you guys can't actually accurately say, "Oh, this guy's going to win." It's a crapshoot. For guys who watch it religiously and you know the guys who are there fighting, you can sit there and go, "It's more likely this guy's going to win the
But
fight."
anytime somebody could
It's
get
never
lucky and
guaranteed.
get that one
exactly.
shot.
It's not wrestling. It's
But
not.
we're
a
all
guaranteed
saying
thing.
tonight that, like,
But I will say CM
half
Punk
us
is
saying-
going to lose his first match for one reason. He's going up against the guy who's been training for
We
this
don't know that
match.
yet, though.
Doesn't matter.
don't know
Do
yet.
you really think that
Dana White is his good
No.
friend. I'm going with a CM Punk victory.
That's
No.
Put it
that's,
down,
That's
mark
why.
it.
That's why I will hold my actual judgment of the match
Oh.
until I find out.
Because
If I had to pick now,
my point is
victory.
Dana White is not the kind of guy. He does not care about the. He
I-
cares about ratings. He cares about money. He cares
They're
about ratings.
lower than ever right now, UFC. Not ever, but the past
So
few
do you
years.
think he's gonna book a scrub who's had maybe like 4 or 5 fights against CM
But
Punk?
there's no
That's my
such
point.
thing as a scrub in the
Let me just.
UFC.
Hey,
Sorry, we're getting way off
Yes,
topic.
we're not a UFC fucking podcast.
No, we're
Well,
not.
when CM Punk and Lesnar, which is probably
I
going to go to
agree,
UFC,
but we'll get to it
when
when
the
it
time
happens. When it's officially
just don't
announced.
see it.
it's just a hot topic right now.
This
We
is
lost
a-
a little
this is-
control.
no, this
I don't
is-
see him
hey.
winning either. But I still
is
Sadly,
until I have
NXT
it.
and these guys in UFC is a hotter topic than Raw,
Absolutely.
which we should
Yes.
be talking about.
It's
right
true.
Thank you for the segue, Danny.
And
Okay.
Raw is Jericho. Did I get it right this time?
Yeah,
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah, I guess so.
cool.
we'll take it.
Jericho was the GM this week.
Was he?
I was fucking excited about that.
I'm glad about
I
that.
was happy. Like,
So was I.
holy
He was
shit.
a big part of the show.
He was a great part of the show.
He was
Yeah.
on a lot of segments.
Huge!
They're like, we have him here, we're
Fucking
going to
huge.
use him. Same with
Absolutely.
Lesnar. We have him here, we're going to use him.
Oh, he came back.
He did? Who?
Lesnar.
Who?
That guy.
What's his name?
What guy?
Shit.
He does what?
We were talking about it like
Why
20
is he
I feel like
important?
he might be an
Why is
UFC
he important?
That UFC guy. CM Punk? No.
He's got a tattoo on
Frank
his
Mir.
back.
Frank Mir?
He's got a back.
No, shit.
back.
Brock Lesnar.
Shamrock.
And a
Brock
sword.
Lesnar.
Why
And a
is
sword, yes.
Why is
I
he?
feel like
why
this
is he
Brock
important
Lesnar
to
guy's
the
a champion.
WWE?
Oh, that's him.
He's a champion.
But what?
What?
Is he?
He's what champion?
We have what champion?
No, he's not a tag.
I think
I
he
swear
comes
to-
down the ramp screaming like a girl, like,
I heard that.
I
And he has
swear-
one supporter.
his face, Dan.
I swear to God, I don't know why he's important. Because when he first came out, he just came out as a guy.
Yeah.
There was
Well,
nothing
he did
special
have a
about
shirt
him.
that said champion.
Yeah.
I guess, but I don't.
WWE World
Why
Heavyweight.
do I feel like it's a
Steve Hill
slogan?
No came out with a T-shirt that says "I'm the tag team champion." Does that mean I'm
Wait,
part of the tag
this
team?
guy has a
champion?
slogan. This guy has to have a slogan. I feel like he does. I feel like every main guy has to have a slogan. Eat, sleep,
Here
do
comes the-
something.
Skip,
No,
skip
it's-
Raw?
Skip,
Here
eat,
comes the pain.
sleep, disappear, repeat.
That's it.
That was it.
Greatest sign of Raw.
Shout out to that guy.
Chris Jericho opens up the show. Fantastic.
Thank God.
Dang it. Missed him.
And for all you guys, John Cena, fucking whatever. Seth
I gotta
Rollins
say.
is gonna open up the show. You
All
were
right.
wrong.
English?
Well, he
You were
did.
fucking wrong.
Well,
no,
he came out after.
Chris Jericho
Okay,
opened
all
up
right.
the show. I was right. We were right, actually. To be
Let me
honest,
just
with you.
say, to have Seth Rollins is complaining about, the interference in the match, and John Cena's a coward and can't beat him, like a man. And then John Cena's like, you come out here complaining every week. John Cena was the one complaining that Seth Rollins screwed him out of the title, and he had Lesnar beat. And now all of a sudden he says all Rollins does is come out and complain about matches. It's just...
Well, one thing I hate about Rollins, and I've said this to you especially, Gasper, at work many times. When the Shield was together, I've told you, I had to be about 100 times, I thought Rollins was the best actual wrestler of the group.
Yep.
And I've said, but what really annoys me now is he's a joke.
There. I heard it.
He's a joke. He the only way he can ever win a match is by outside interference. And even if he loses a match, he still has to have outside interference. They've taken away Rollins' credibility, I think, at this point.
That's the gimmick right now. But if as we'll get to in the main event, he put an amazing match.
He did.
He does.
Still
He
has the
puts on.
ability to do anything.
But that's not my point. But you made him into a joke. His character now. How do you get away from that?
I don't think he's a joke.
He's not a joke.
He's one of the top heels he got.
He's being booked like we have to think he's important, even though he's not winning by himself.
Come on. Let me say, when Vince was feuding with Steve Austin,
Okay.
did you think he was a joke? Because he had Gerald Briscoe and Pat Patterson?
The Stooges, baby.
But he was the owner,
He's
though.
not a
He's
wrestler.
the owner.
But, it doesn't matter. If anything, this is better because this guy's a wrestler. He's a wrestler.
Look. The way that I see it in today's WWE, the heel almost means nothing because you're gonna have somebody trying to, always interject themselves in the match. That's why I think if Rollins really wants to be as a heel, he has to get rid of J&J Security because he has to put on his own show. There's no reason that he has the wrestling ability. He has it. He has the charisma. He has everything to be the top superstar that he can be. He has to get rid of J&J Security. You do not need the gimmick for him. There is no reason to have that.
To get him over as a heel right now, you need that.
Why?
As a heel.
Why? He's already good enough on the mic.
He has
good
the
enough
moveset
in
of
the
a
ring.
face. He's high flying, kicks.
I agree with that.
The ring.
I agree with
He's a
that.
face.
But I have to disagree with both of you. CM Punk was a heel, correct?
Correct.
Many times.
Yes.
Most of his career.
Did he
Half.
do his damn job well?
Yes.
Oh,
Very better as a heel.
Did he have any outside interferences besides
Yes.
the Shield towards the end of his career?
Yes. He had the Straight Society.
But he didn't have a team next to him every single match.
Yes.
Rollins had J&J's Creek
Yeah,
for
the
every
Society
single
next to him.
fucking match.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Which is my point
It's
exactly.
so
You have a
annoying.
smaller guy as a heel, and he does athletic moves. They're like, oh, let's put some guys with him and hate those guys, so you hate him because you know he's a good wrestler.
So you hit
gotta-
everybody.
Because they know the crowd loves good wrestlers now. That's how it's going in WWE. Basically, everyone loves the best wrestlers. People like Cesaro now, but
Who?
well,
Who is this guy?
Mr.
Ultimately,
Personnel.
that's the problem with WWE is that they're forcing you to be like, all right, this guy is a heel. You have no choice other than to
They're fucking with our
I
emotions.
agree.
hate him or like him. You have no choice as an audience to make your own decision. That's why they need to get rid of J&J Security. With them, you have no choice but to hate him.
I completely agree with you. The only problem I have with that is, are we just going to go ahead and make the best wrestlers in the company all face? And we're just going to have Ryback and Big Show as the heels. And that's how we're going to go with it. We're going to keep Randy Orton face with Rollins, Ambrose,
I'm not agreeing with
Daniel
that,
Bryan.
no.
Let's just put all the best wrestlers as faces. Are we
agree.
going to get a good match ever? No. It's going to be like 1985 again. And we're just going to get these
What's
big
wrong with
gimmicks.
1985?
No, we're gonna get these big gimmicks, and it doesn't work today. You have to have some guys getting heat. Like Lesnar would be getting
But
cheered.
does anyone actually get heat nowadays?
Lesnar gets some heat. He's getting cheers also.
They had girls at the ringside fucking swooning for him. Like, oh my god, he's big. shake this. You see
That's what
this?
shake
Like,
that.
oh,
I'm saying you put Heyman.
this guy's got a lot of muscle.
They put Heyman with the guy, but now the
Coat
title is
haircut.
Heyman. So at some
Everybody
point,
loves Heyman.
Raymond.
I love Heyman.
Heyman.
Raymond.
I love Heyman.
Raymond?
Everybody
Heyman.
loves Raymond.
Arrgh!
Yeah.
Let's get to the rundown.
But Jericho opens up the show. Paul Heyman interrupts him. Hey man, you owe me $200.
Hey, man.
$200.
Hey man.
Heyman. Paul Heyman.
Heyman.
Sorry.
You owe me $200 from my ECW days.
Nice.
What? That's like 20 years ago.
It's principle. It's
Shit.
principle.
It's principle.
$200 is a lot nowadays.
So then Seth
then it
Rollins
was.
interrupts because Paul Heyman dissed him in a way, whatever, and says, yeah, John Cena wants a rematch with me, or I want a rematch with John Cena, just not tonight.
Not tonight, no. He's hurt. He's sore.
Well, guess what happened? We got
John
a
Cena
steel
came out.
cage match with John Cena against Seth Rollins.
Well, first John Cena came out and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then they booked that.
yes.
And then Heyman said, Seth Rollins said, I bet you can't even beat Paul Heyman. Chris Jericho? Oh, shit. Well, maybe not.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Let's
Only $200, right?
Let's let the app vote on what kind of match it is, even though all
They
the
were
match
all the
types
same
are
exact
exactly
fucking
the same.
match.
What was it? Street
Extreme
Fight?
rules, no holds
No holds
barred,
barred.
and a street fight.
So it's
What
basically
the hell?
all the same
the
match.
same
kidding me?
fucking shit. Oh my god.
What?
That
Which
was
comes
so
from,
fun.
it's like, alright, this could be like a ladder match, Extreme Rules.
And
or-
honestly, Lesnar was advertised for this show for like a long time in advance, so anybody that like reads anything online knew that Lesnar was
I totally
probably
forgot about that. I thought it was
Okay.
next week's show.
You
What?
slacking. You
I
slacking.
am slacking.
What?
I knew Lesnar was
I
going to
thought
be on
Lesnar
this
was gonna
show.
be on next week's
Well, that
show.
was rumored, but then they changed it to this one. I knew Lesnar was going to be on the show, so it's Paul Heyman in a match. What are
Like
the
a
chances Brock
surprise.
Lesnar comes out? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know he's not going to actually
Well,
fight.
you know, I kind of knew something was going to happen with that.
And a guy that's not here that often comes on Raw, and Lesnar's advertised. What are the chances that Lesnar takes him out? Because we won't see him for a while anyways. Didn't that happen with Shawn Michaels and countless
You
other
won't
guys?
see him to the Royal Rumble, and he'll just be
Maybe
doing
not even.
No, I mean,
interviews.
there's a couple weeks still. We might see Lesnar one more
Oh, no.
time.
No,
You don't
he'll be doing.
I
Oh, I thought you were talking about Jericho.
Um,
Yeah,
I
we'll
just
see.
think-
Oh, no,
This
Jericho's
segment-
not coming back.
No.
this
he'll-
segment
no,
should have been
absolutely.
the
No.
top priority
I'm
for
sorry, I
this
thought you were talking
segment
about Jericho.
was to build up the WWE champion. You know, just,
About fucking time. Only
you know,
took 3
that's all I'm saying.
I mean,
Just
build up.
the
He doesn't need any building up now. You need to
Build
build
up
up
the
the
feud.
other guys to take him
Build up
down.
the feud.
He's
Build up
way
John
above
Cena to
everyone.
face Brock Lesnar. Do something
Nah.
to make us want to watch Royal Rumble, except for the Royal
But
Rumble
don't you
itself.
remember?
It
Brock
sells itself,
Lesnar
the Royal
is
Rumble. I
like
gotta admit.
Christmas. Happens once a year, and you don't expect it anytime after that.
It should have been more
Bullshit.
than bickering about Chris Jericho not receiving his fucking Slammy Award.
No, I agree. I'm
That's it.
pissed. I want to see Lesnar. Listen, as a hardcore wrestling fan, I want to see a champion on Raw. SmackDown, not, obviously
No,
nowadays,
SmackDown
not.
just-
Oh, listen, this is not 1995, this is not 2003 anymore. But I would like to at least see Lesnar on Raw maybe once a
He's
month,
not gonna be on
twice a
next
month,
week.
that's
He's not
it.
advertised. And
I
it's a
just say
Christmas show.
I just say every 2 weeks the champion should be.
Regardless of the Christmas show. But regardless, the
You know,
champion's
back
not
in the
here.
But in the 90s, the champion was always there. Stone Cold did not miss a beat. The Rock did not miss a beat.
Exactly.
You know, Mankind.
That was that era. That era set a precedent.
Different.
That
If I was a wrestling
every
fan right
single
now,
day, though.
if I was a newbie to wrestling right now, I'd say, okay, you guys, have this. Maybe like hearing from internet and whatnot that John Cena's has been the main champion for the last so many years. Who's your champion now?
Can I?
Oh, do you have
Some guy, blonde
do you have a
hair, big
champion?
muscle.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lesnar's champion. That's cool.
If I was
Watch for a
new
month
into
and I don't
wrestling,
see anybody.
I stopped watching.
Ring of Honor. That's it.
But I'm saying But thing
Ring
is.
of Honor.
TNA, I'm kind of curious.
But you wouldn't want you don't watch something that's on TV. You don't want to watch a look
way
of
worse
something.
than we complain about WWE storylines, but their storylines are
Which
terrible.
one?
But thing
It's
is-
just- their wrestling is okay, but their storylines are terrible.
one?
You
TNA,
say,
Ring of
as a
Honor doesn't
new
even do
wrestling
much
fan-
in regards to storylines.
You say as a new wrestling fan that you would watch Ring of Honor,
WWE.
but
Original.
is Ring of Honor is on TV anymore?
Yeah.
When? When's Ring of Honor on TV?
It's on some
It's
weird
on
channel.
some
They're
weird
not
Some
ever-
random channel. Monday night, 8 o'clock, USA Network, Monday Night Raw. That's your
But if
go-to
you're new to
show.
wrestling, do you want to watch wrestling for 3 hours?
That's your go-to show.
No,
That's what everyone's
no,
talking
it's
about.
too
That's
much.
what's
That is
popular.
very true. And
Too
then
much.
you may
Too
just
much.
come
That's
in on the
popular.
Fandango
No, yeah.
segment and you'll
You
be
may,
like,
And I'm
hey,
done.
it's 8:30. Let me turn it on. Oh, that guy's dancing in the middle of the ring.
Or even worse, Grumpy Cat showing their
Yeah.
face.
oh,
Oh,
that's not
Let me
hey.
here's my take.
But that's what's in your face. I'm sorry to interrupt you. But that's what's in your face. WWE is in your face, not Ring of Honor. I'm sorry. You can continue.
Depends where you look.
if you are new to wrestling, you do not care about what's going on because you have no idea what's
Exactly.
going on. So, none of the storylines up until this point make sense to you. So, until you actually start watching Raw, you'll start realizing why this person hates this person, why this person's feuding with this person. Up until that point, you're gonna be engaged regardless of what happens, regardless of the stupid gimmicks like Grumpy Cat, like friggin' Larry the Cable Guy. It doesn't matter.
or Ho
You're-
Ho Hogan.
Yes, or Ho Ho Ho.
Oh, he's back.
Hogan's
He's back
back.
next week.
And that's why next week on the
No.
show we're going to be having.
I'm
That's
not
why-
watching Raw next week. Just
That's
so
why
you know.
next week on the show we're going to be having Tyler join the show.
Yeah,
And-
our good friend Tyler, who's never watched wrestling before.
Who's
in his
not
life.
watched wrestling. He's going to watch Raw and he's going to give us his opinion.
There's his
and we're going
push.
to get
There's
an
Tyler's
outside-
push. He wanted
Yeah.
to push
And-
on his
and we're
on his
gonna-
podcast. There it is.
it's going
And
to be.
instead of beers, we're gonna drink eggnog all night.
Oh my
Wait,
god.
what?
Till one of us puke.
It's going to be good to see someone's opinion.
Yes,
Good
man.
with
What
whiskey
are they
and,
watching? You know what I mean? Like somebody that
okay.
just jumps
As long
in.
as you're okay with that.
Don't you agree? It's gonna be good to have somebody's opinion. And they just jump in. See,
I agree.
what do you think of this? Will you watch this again?
Absolutely.
The answer probably be no.
Well, it's gonna be the Christmas show. That's gonna be a little rough.
Here's the thing. You say no. You say no just because you know
You
what
know
the
what
product
was good.
is.
You watched
know
Stone
might
Cold.
be
You watched The
different.
Rock.
For him, it could be absolutely different. Which is why I get back to my point. If you're new to this, if you're new to wrestling, like all of us were when we were younger, we had no idea what the hell was going on. We had no idea what why people hated each other. If you're getting into it now, it might make more sense to you now being brand new to it than being someone like us who have watched it for years.
But do you agree with him or me? If the first thing, hey, let's watch wrestling tonight. You're gonna watch Ring of Honor. You're gonna watch TNA, or you're gonna watch WWE.
If you're new to wrestling,
Yeah, you
you,
watch-
don't, you don't know what all three of them are.
No, you watch
If-
WWE.
if
No,
you-
WWE.
Isn't WWE
WWE is the better
You
entertainment
hear-
I
show.
think
Sorry.
it depends on who you're around,
No.
what night it is.
No, because you know what the whole thing
WWE
is?
has mainstream,
Exactly. They
stream
have
appeal.
radio commercials. They have
People
TV
know Hulk
commercials.
Hogan. People know Stone Cold. People know The Rock. If they've never watched WWE, so immediately that will attach them to WWE
Well, not
over
only
TNA.
that, but
What is TNA?
Not only that, but look at the channels they're on. Right now, like Vinny said, Raw is on
USA Network,
which
a
is
mainstream
main
channel.
Where TNA, I believe January 1st, I think it is, or whatever.
I don't even fucking know because I don't watch
They're
TNA.
going to Destination America, which I have as part of Verizon.
I didn't know you
I
had a
didn't know
channel.
that.
I have as part of Verizon.
Really?
Yeah.
I have
but
Verizon too. I guess I have.
I don't know.
I
Honestly don't know if it's a premium channel or not. Like,
Oh,
you know,
you got the premium pack.
we have like every, in my house, my parents have every channel. No, not my parents pay for that shit.
I'm doing the
They have every
Scott
channel.
Hall Butterfingers right now.
Mr. Premium.
Yeah, you know. So I mean, I have that channel, but again, who's looking at Destination America for wrestling?
Nobody.
Like Vinny said, you're scrolling around the channel.
Listen.
USA is a channel you're going to scroll through. Like, oh, what's on USA tonight? Oh,
But I'm
wrestling?
just saying,
Yes, I'll agree with that.
it depends on what night of the week you're scrolling on.
Listen, a Monday night.
If it's like a Thursday night, oh, let me see what's going on TNN or whatever the fuck it is now, or whatever
Who goes to
TNN is on
Well,
now.
We will find out next week. A newbie's opinion of Raw.
No,
That's
but
what
like,
it is.
again, I understand Vinny's point though. Like, how do you even determine it? Even if it's a Thursday, are you going to stop at Destination America ever? No, you're going to go right past and go,
Yeah,
fuck that shit.
there's-
USA, you have a chance
I
of
don't know.
stopping.
There's-
Sci-fi, you have a chance of stopping because what's on sci-fi?
There's
Back
no
down.
such thing as if you're getting into wrestling today that you're going to go to anything other than WWE.
Yeah.
And you know
disagree.
why?
Yeah.
How?
Why?
do you
How?
disagree with
How
that?
in
Disagree.
any
You
realm
go
do
into
you
a
think?
store and you'll
like-
see a John Cena doll or a poster like WWE has that.
There's no way
no way, being a brand new person trying to get into wrestling, that you would ever go to TNA, that you would ever go to Ring of Honor, that you would ever go to any other promotion
I disagree.
that's not
Only a
WWE.
random stranger.
Angry WWE
Wait,
fans.
I'm at the witness right now.
WWE,
Time out.
WWE is the pinnacle of wrestling.
I'm-
It's what you watch.
I'm about to
There's
win this
no
right now.
way
Win?
you
No.
would watch anything else.
Win right here.
We're Dean Ambrose.
Go to a random person on the street and say, "Have you heard of Ring of Honor?" They're gonna say maybe or no. Have you heard of WWE? Yes. That's it. That's it. Not if they watching it. Have they heard of it? That's it.
Yes.
Ring of Honor is great. I'm not shitting on Ring of Honor. I'm not
Which
shitting on
one was that
TNA.
on? I wanna
It's
watch
just
Ring of Honor.
WWE
I
is a
honestly can't tell you,
mainstream
Watch
brand.
TV. You can watch Ring of Honor.
Thank you. I honestly no idea where.
Good
That's
plug
how I watch
right
Raw.
there. Good plug right there. But it's WWE versus the world. That's exactly what comes down. Random stranger, they're gonna know WWE or they're gonna know Ring of Honor.
Where'd Kevin Steen come from?
It doesn't
Where did Finn
matter.
Balor come from?
Have
you
It
ever-
Where did
doesn't
Kento
matter.
come from?
Why did they
It
come
doesn't
here?
matter.
Why did they come here? Why
Have
did they
you
come to
ever
TNA?
heard of those people
Before,
unless
NXT.
you know wrestling? Unless you know wrestling,
Yes.
have you ever heard of Kevin Steen?
Would you
have
see a
ever
Kenta
heard of
doll
Kenta?
at Walmart?
Have you ever heard of Finn
Or
Balor?
Target?
No.
Yes.
if you are not an avid
No, not
wrestling
as a
fan,
wrestling
you have
fan.
never heard of that.
Random stranger.
If you go up to any random person on the street,
I
and be
will
like,
text
do
10
you know
different
who
people on
Finn
my phone
Balor
and
is?
say who's-
They will have no idea.
Kenta
But you
is
ask them,
not
do
in
you know?
movies.
Do you know
Kenta
who
is
John
not on
Cena
Gillette
is?
commercials.
Do you know who The Rock is? Absolutely, they
know
know
who
who
John
you are.
Cena is?
Kevin Steen, the Kenta, the Ascension. You will never have ever find anyone go up to and be like, "Do you know who they are?" They will tell you absolutely not.
I will go on my phone right now and text
disagreeing
10
with you
different
guys right
people.
How? I
I-
personally would like to
Would
know
you like me to go
how.
on my phone?
This is-
I know 10 people who know wrestling.
If you are not an avid wrestling fan,
Yes.
how would you have known
Yes.
about
Exactly.
any of those
First.
people?
Exactly.
There's no way you would
How?
jump to those.
Yeah, there's no
Me
way
first.
you would go from anything other than WWE because it's
Yes.
so mainstream.
It's so in your face.
It's the only thing
Yes.
I
that's
think
promoted.
it depends on
It's the only thing on real channels.
Depends on people you know.
But even
It's the
still,
only thing on real channels, though, guys.
even still,
TNA is on a real channel.
Destination America is not a
but-
real channel.
but
They're
TNA,
not on Destination America anymore.
but TNA,
Spike.
but TNA is nowhere near on the same level as
But
WWE.
WWE's taking TNA's guys.
Well, who's that?
Who?
TNA's taking WWE, guys. Where's
TNA?
Bubba
TNA?
Ray?
TNA has
TNA.
taken WWE
Where's Kurt Angle
shoutouts
first?
for forever.
I
Where-
mean,
who did
really,
they take from
TNA is
TNA?
stealing
Yeah,
from
one guy.
WWE, and
Come
now
on, one
maybe
And
guy.
one guy that
back.
TNA brought up as the.
Hogan! Oh shit! Sorry.
Hulk Hogan?
He was the WWE.
Oh
guy
really?
first.
Because you went to TNA and then went back to
No,
WWE.
he went to WWE to WCW.
The biggest
to
star in
TNA.
No,
WWE
you're wrong. You're wrong.
history.
Hold on, time out.
sorry,
Time
I-
out. Let me shit on Matt real quick. He went to WWE, WCW,
To
WWE, and then TNA. And oh, he's back next week.
But where's Kurt Angle?
Did
One
they-
guy.
Hold on,
One guy.
Where's Sting? Where's Sting? Oh wait, hold on.
WCW.
Sting? Remember that guy in Survivor Series who kicked
Yeah.
Triple H in the ribs?
Look.
Who was the hardest kick in his life? Triple H never seen before?
Look.
Triple H was doubling over in pain like a girl in her first period.
Look,
Did TNA make Sting?
Look,
Did
but-
TNA make Hogan? No. They
Look.
made them worse. They
No.
went down.
No.
look. You are talking. You're talking about.
Guess where's the
Kurt Angle! Kurt Angle! Hi! Kurt Angle! WWE superstar! Probably legend! Going to the WWE Hall of Fame when he retires. Where is he now?
Look.
Where is he now?
The TNA Hall of Fame and in TNA.
Look. You are talking
He's the
about.
first person to ever win the WWE, WCW, TNA title. Trifecta.
Look.
Kurt Angle.
Look. You.
Kurt Angle now win WCW
Look.
title.
World heavyweight title.
Look.
Sorry. Excuse me.
Look, I do not mean to shit on what you're saying, but TNA is nowhere near as anywhere close to the
And they're
same level
taking
as
everybody
WWE.
who's old now. Like,
There
yes,
is-
Kurt Angle can still wrestle.
They might have.
Sting can still
they
wrestle.
might-
Dudley Boys.
Look,
The Hardy Boys.
Yes.
Hardy Boys made
You're
in
talking-
TNA?
you're
Hardy
talk-
Boys
you're-
made in TNA? Nope.
You are.
But where
talk-
are they now?
You are talking.
Doesn't matter where they are now.
TNA.
Because they can work one show a week and
Making
make good
TNA.
money because they have money.
You said it yourself.
They
the
have
Dudleys,
money.
the Hardys pull on a goddamn great show.
I've said it many times. I watch it. Listen, I've said it myself many, many times. I watch TNA for certain great wrestlers who make that show, including a 46-year-old Kurt Angle, including Dudley Boys, the Hardy Boys.
Jeff Jarrett.
Jeff Jarrett's
Can
not
I say this though?
that.
Can I say this though? Can I say this
He
though?
owned it and he gave himself to me.
Listen to this. Here's my opinion on this.
I'm a TNA fan, so I will be the advocate for
Here's
this,
my
but-
opinion on this. We know
I know.
house
You're thinking
shows.
ahead of me
Okay,
again.
here's
I'm
my
sorry.
example.
I'm sorry. I know I'm wrong.
WWE house shows. Here's an example. WWE house shows. We've heard and possibly seen live some crazy shit happen because they're not constricted to it. TNA, they might have the chain that is tight around their neck in WWE is loosened by 5 or 6
There's
knots
no
in
restrictions.
TNA.
There's no restrictions.
Exactly. TNA says, hey, listen, you might be a WWE Hall of Famer. You might be a WWE scrub. Do whatever the fuck you want. WWE, hey, you're mine. You're my bitch. I'm gonna tell you what you do, what to do, and how to do
what's
it.
his name? The
You think
Funk-
that Kurt
Funk's the guy.
Angle would be
That
able to
Funk.
jump over a steel cage in WWE
Yeah, he's
now?
like the Funk to that
No,
girl.
that you're
Come
gonna
on.
die.
Bruce Clay.
Bruce Clay. He's in TNA and he's a huge guy in TNA.
Let me-
Good. He deserves it.
They're pushing him. He's like
It
the
smells like
muscle of the
farts. I'm sorry.
Push their own guys. Push their own guys. What superstar have they made?
Now, see, here's the thing. They've had actually really great superstars and they shit on their own.
AJ
guys.
Styles.
AJ Styles has been shot on his entire career. Samoa Joe, another fat guy who you would never expect to be able to do anything.
But still,
No,
have
this
they?
was kind of like Kane. They kind of tried.
But this
copying
shows how much lower TNA
But-
is. Because have they made a superstar that is recognizable to anybody?
AJ Styles.
No.
Outside
to-
TNA,
I
you really
wouldn't.
know
I
who
wouldn't
AJ
even
Styles
go
is.
that
No.
far. I like.
I like Bobby Roode. Would anybody know, seeing him on the street, this guy's a WWE or a wrestler, a popular wrestler or anything? No.
Look.
They wouldn't know.
Let me.
You
Let
like
me.
Bobby Roode?
Yes.
Okay.
He's a very good
Let me put it in the
I think he's in TNA
perspective that.
completely. That's why I apologize.
Let me put it in perspective that the way that one of my good friends put it in this way. WWE, when you go in there, you're going in for a job, and they're their own company. So if you want to work for them, you're going to do whatever it is that they ask for you to do, regardless of whether or not you want it to do. And you want to know why?
Unless you're on NXT.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You want to know why you're going to do whatever it is that they tell you to do? Because they are the pinnacle
Because
of
you're
what
going
it
to
is.
reach homes in 100 and something countries.
It doesn't
You want to
even.
make money. That's the only reason why you want to do it.
No, the fucking reason why you want to do it is because they are the pinnacle of what you want to do. There is no one above them. It doesn't even matter about money.
They want
money
fame
is
first. Fame
money
Do
is
you want-
not an object, and you want to know why? Because they are giving you a job. They are giving you a job for you to do. You want to work for them as a company.
Let me ask you a question. Answer this question honestly. If you're a major league athlete, let's say baseball, because that's my most familiar sport. Do you want to play for the Mets or the Padres, or do you want to play for the Red Sox or the Yankees? Two teams that no matter where you go, internationally known teams. People know Yankees, no matter where you are. I have people
People know any Major League Baseball team.
But
you
there's
do
a
not know the
difference
Padres.
between there's a difference between the Yankees and the Red Sox and like another franchise, say like the Dodgers.
It
that
depends.
No, the Dodgers are pretty good.
you
Let's
see-
just say now, hypothetically, the Miami, the Marlins. Okay, a team that's completely screwed. They can't even sell out their own games.
It depends on.
Do you want to play for the team that everyone's
We're
going
going to go
to
into
see?
baseball talk right now. It's going to go into depends on who's in the farm system. If you do believe they are going to go into.
I know.
Really?
I know what
Do you
you're
see where I'm
getting
going?
at.
Do you want to go where people are going to see you and know you, or do you
People
want
are
to
going to see you or know you no matter what. 'Cause
No, TNA
you could be on
is
Sunday
not
Night Baseball. You could be on Monday Night
I
Baseball.
guarantee you,
yes,
most people, if
no.
AJ Styles walked past them, they would have no idea who AJ Styles is. I guarantee if Samoa Joe walked down the street right now, half the people
Really?
around there,
Hi.
I don't know who
I
he is.
saw Zack Ryder and All-American Burger.
He's on
Who is
WWE.
And
He's
you want-
on
you want-
WWE.
Yes, thank you. What you're saying is he's on a Major League Baseball team.
Yes.
Correct.
No.
Am I,
He's
am
on
I the only
the-
person? Am I the
he's
only
on
person?
the
No.
Major League
Okay,
Baseball
yes,
team.
he's on
He's-
the Major League level. Am I the only person who knew who the fuck he was in that restaurant? Yes.
Exactly.
That's
even
the
then, That's
point.
even more of a
That's
point.
the point.
He's on a
Mind you,
major team.
mind you, This is before I got back into wrestling.
But
even
here's the thing.
still,
He's at least on WWE. If Zack Ryder was on TNA and he was in an All American Burger, same scenario, but he was on TNA, you would have had no clue who he was.
if
Dan,
he
you
was
agree with that, or
never,
you said no?
if he
I
had
agree.
never
Thank
been
you.
on WWE
Thank you, sir.
and had just been on TNA, you would never recognize him in a restaurant. Ever.
You would never look at me like
you can't even give me the because there's no way.
You guys know Shark Boy?
Yes, TNA Superstar who wears the match.
Oh, wait!
Again, I watched
Sorry,
TNA.
Yes.
I never watched TNA. I watched Shark Boy. I watched Balls Mahoney. New Jack.
Do you want to take Balls Mahoney, where he came from originally?
ECW.
Thank you. So, again,
Jack.
But I didn't know that.
New Jack,
I didn't know
but
that.
who took over ECW?
Did I know
Who did
that?
they make?
Who
Did I
took,
know that?
who took over
No.
ECW?
Didn't know that.
Who took over ECW?
Let
Do
me
you want to know why I met those guys? I went to an independent show. Not knowing, roll your eyes all you want. Because you're not knowing about wrestling.
But the whole point
Let
is
me-
you're a wrestling fan.
We're
so you're
talking
going
about
to go
fans
to-
that
let me
are
let me
not-
try to put it in.
That's the whole point. You're going to listen. A wrestling fan, me, you, the rest of these 4 people sitting here, will sit there and go to an indie show. But a guy who's never watched wrestling, what's his name? Who's coming next week?
Tyler.
Tyler.
Who's never watched wrestling. Do you think he's going to an independent wrestling show? No, he's going to say, fuck off.
There's no way.
That's
There's
how you know
no
that.
way.
You're a wrestling fan. You went to an independent show. You saw them wrestle.
Alright,
That's how
I
you
saw
know
that independent show on 2006. I
Did
haven't
you
watched
watch wrestling?
13 years before that.
But you watched
matter.
wrestling.
13 years before
You
that.
had it
You
engraved
watched
in you.
wrestling
No.
beforehand.
We gotta move on.
You're done.
This is stupid. You guys are dumb.
Stupidity.
Dolph Ziggler and Eric Rowan versus Luke Harper in the Big Show. You want to talk about dumb, right?
Wait, what's wrong?
Oh shit! This actually happened.
Terrible match.
What the fuck?
Big Show goes over 2 nights in a row.
He's
Do,
being fed.
we don't have enough beer in this basement for me to
He's
drink
being-
after saying that statement.
He's being fed to Roman Reigns. That's it.
They're building him up so they can knock him
Well,
down.
no, we can
I am
all,
the strongest.
We all
so
agree
he
with
can't
And
live
for
in any
what?
other
We don't
world.
even have another pay-per-view before the Royal Rumble. Why do we need to feed anyone to Roman Reigns? Why can't he just have his squash match?
Because you know what? You know what's
SmackDown and Raw?
no. You know what's going to wind up being it. Like I think Gas was it you who said Gas that it's going to be Roman Reigns eliminating Big Show at the Royal Rumble.
No, I
and then
agree.
it's
I see
going
that.
and then
I
it's
see
going to
that.
lead into a feud.
Yeah.
It's going to be
Yes.
oh
No, it's gonna be
at
feud
that-
now until the Royal Rumble.
No, and that little pay-per-view called Fastlane or whatever
Fastlane?
that won't have a title match in
What the hell is
February. Yes, it's the new
Elimination
pay-per-view. Elimination Chamber's
Wait,
gone.
whoa, what?
Yes.
Surprise.
No
Elimination
chamber because Brock ain't going to be
Chamber.
there. They ain't going to defend the title in the chamber. So they're going to have a bunch of feuds that mean not that much. And
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Literally nothing.
What I see actually happening is I think Cena's going to lose to Lesnar at Royal Rumble.
all right.
I see Roman Reigns winning it, but in the
Okay.
process eliminating Big Show.
Of course.
Okay.
So what we lead into is a little bit of a feud with Big Show of I'm the biggest, baddest guy. And then WrestleMania, you see, unfortunately, I don't want to see it, but Lesnar versus Reigns.
Who destroyed Big Show at Royal Rumble last year? Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Yes, he
Big
beat
Show is the go-to guy right now.
Was that the one
steel
when he beat
chairs.
him with the steel chairs
Yes.
about like 20,000
And
times?
that primed Lesnar for the Undertaker, and now they're doing that with Reigns.
See, I
which
thought,
don't
I
agree
thought
with, but
the beginning of this match, it was just like, all right, they're gonna go with Rowan versus Big Show. Still, they're gonna continue that feud, and they're gonna continue the Harper Ziggler feud, which they might the second one, the first one out the window. I just this match.
I just want to know, you try to build Eric Rowan, Big
Ugh.
Booty Rowan, which we call him, but
Big
Red.
Big
Big Booty.
Red is what they call him in WWE world.
Big Red Booty.
What the fuck is wrong? You're just gonna kill him like that? You're just gonna dead him like that? That's
He's
it?
done.
He's done?
Over, done.
He must
Why am
piss
I
off
gonna care about him?
Vince. He pissed off Vince.
That's I was about to say. I was about to text
That's
you.
Matt's go-to guy.
That was what I was
They
saying.
must have pissed off Vince McMahon.
You don't piss off the
How did
boss.
Eric Rowan piss off Vince McMahon?
He wore the mask.
Did
once
you
or
listen to the podcast? He even said, "Oh, just don't don't do anything to get yourself in trouble.
He doesn't have the intelligence to piss him off. I'm sorry. Oh, hey, sir.
I don't think he
boss.
did.
You're demoted.
There's no way.
I don't think he did. I just think that.
How else do you explain
Your
him getting
logic
this?
is fucking flawed.
How else do you explain him getting crushed this soon?
Roman Reigns.
Yes.
It's tied to Roman Reigns. It all
Roman
trickles
Reigns is
down.
coming back. If Roman Reigns wasn't coming
Roman
back,
Reigns is back.
no,
He's
I'm
back.
saying, if Roman Reigns was still
There
in
you
a
go.
hospital bed, you think ever Roman would have been there?
An acting class.
They're selling everybody else's stock to put it in Reigns. That's
Which
what they're
is
doing.
completely ridiculous.
It
Which I
is.
hope fucking burns and fails.
Because he can't get through a
He
promo
won't.
without
He
sounding
is
like
still the most popular wrestler that comes out now.
Who?
Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns.
He's. I'm not saying we
Did you
like
watch
him.
Raw last week when he accepted that slamming?
Yeah.
No one said
You don't.
shit.
You
Well, I
don't think
don't
Dean
think so.
Ambrose right now is a little more popular?
Yeah, but they're still gonna cheer for him. They're gonna
Out
still
of
gonna
like
push him.
18,000 people that were at Raw, maybe like 1,000, maybe not even clap for him, got excited for him. Everyone's like, everyone on
I'll
social
admit,
media
I'm not gonna
freaked
hate,
out.
Because
He
everyone
gets decent pops, but he's set up to get these pops.
Yes.
Big Show's out there ruining a match. Of course you're gonna cheer for Roman Reigns, who just came back after 3 months. Why wouldn't you cheer?
But they, for some, how do you justify winning the Superstar of the Year? I mean, come on.
There's no.
Don't even get me started.
They just rigged
This
it.
isn't a fixed event. It's fucking fixed. Are you kidding me?
He was backstage. How do you expect him to be
Yes.
backstage and not win the award? Come
Exactly.
Come on.
Fucking
He
joke.
won one match on pay-per-view.
I
Singles,
eliminated the most
2014.
people in Royal Rumble history. That gets me nominated for Superstar of the Year.
That's-
Come on, really?
Not even.
That's not even an.
Shouldn't
He didn't even have
Actually,
he
did
had
he-
one match.
Was that the
he
record
beat
setting?
He beat
Yes, he
That
beat
was-
Kane's
that-
record.
yeah.
Yes.
Oh, he did beat
Kane's record, I believe, was 12, and I think he had 13 in it.
Okay,
I remember.
so you go off that. And then what?
That-
where do you go from there?
He beat
I
Randy
beat
Orton.
Randy Orton.
Oh, what did you fucking do? You were
That's
in the
not all
Shield
right.
for how long?
That's it.
You were in the Shield as a shadow for how long? Suck my dick, not literally. Not literally, I'm not gay, but I'm just saying. Fuck you,
And honestly,
Reigns.
the worst ever microphone using guy.
Not the worst ever,
he went,
but
he went to acting class.
he
Where
did.
did that pay off? Where
Wait, how do you know that?
Yeah, didn't know.
Did you call
We
Roman?
didn't see results.
Hello, Roman? Oh, you're in acting class. I'll call you back.
No,
Sorry.
it's been news for the past like month and a half.
Really?
Yeah, while he was rehabbing, he was going to acting class.
He
And
learned
it
nothing.
clearly
You guys
hasn't
say
paid
I
off.
haven't do my job.
Maybe
You guys
not
are
even.
fucking slagging.
Go to
And you-
public speaking. That may help a little more than acting.
Learn to read off a card
Take
with
a
emotion.
college class. I mean, just something.
It is an honor to be superstar.
He's not that slow. He's not that slow.
Or even
but-
an English class, because instead he's just going to go, bully da. That's the extent of his English. It's
Can
ridiculous.
we just go on with this? How he refuses to leave the Shield gimmick. He comes out with the same exact fucking what do you
Same
want
punch,
vest?
same-
Oh, you're talking about the
Same-
new Hardy Boy t-shirt.
Yes.
Oh,
The new Hardy Boy
my
t-shirt.
God.
It's not. It's not his fault. It's not his fault.
But he could.
there's
offer some individuality to his character, but he doesn't have it.
There's literally nothing he can do.
I believe no.
believe
That,
it.
no, there's no.
No, I don't believe that. I think
Why?
they think so highly of him right now. If
They
he,
think so goddamn high in him.
yes,
He has a say in what he does.
he could. Yes, he
Why?
Because they think so
could.
high.
They got no one else. He's
Oh,
right
here.
to the rock.
They
Let me here.
They do.
Hey,
They
Roman,
make all the decisions for
we're gonna
him.
make this T-shirt for you. It looks like the Hardy Boys, fucking insignia
Logo.
but it's not. It's yours. It's yours.
R.
Wear it out to the ring. People are gonna think it says Seth Rollins on it, and
He just-
people are gonna
oh
be
yeah,
confused.
the backwards R looks like an S on that
But-
shirt.
It's
but-
completely. It's a bullshit shirt.
Yeah.
It really is.
It-
But
oh my
what-
God, it
what
just
really
hurts my
drives me-
brain.
Alright, so even the fact that people who didn't pick up the Hardy Boys logo, let's go back to the Shield. Sorry. There was a communication like
Let's think about the Shield. And Vinny
According
got
to-
instantly sad.
The Shield.
Anyway. Okay, so you're gonna come back, you're gonna return. You're gonna return after so many months. You come back to the same music, you come back to the same vest, you come back to the same moves, you come back to the same slogans. Move on!
What do you want him to do? That's what
Hey!
people know him
Hey!
as.
Seth Rollins moved on. Hey!
Yes,
Dean Ambrose moved
and
on.
you want to know why? You want to know
Why?
why? Because they have so much individuality between the two of them that they can actually go along doing that.
Yes.
With Roman Reigns, you don't have that. He has to have the Shield gimmick because you can't put him in something else because it wouldn't work.
But-
For him, the Shield is his gimmick. When
just
the
think-
Shield
I
was a
completely
thing,
agree.
he was the Shield. I don't care that Rollins and Ambrose were there with him. He was the Shield. He was the guy with the vest. He's the guy that came out first.
They all came out with vests on.
They all came out.
He's the guy that you're like, this guy is the Shield for this
Never thought
reason.
that.
No,
Once
good
in my
time.
life.
Never. He was the muscle, and that was it.
That's it.
He was the power.
He said the
But here's
least.
the thing. Here's the thing that really pisses me off the most. How many months since he's been out have we heard Cesaro is the strongest wrestler, pound for pound, right? All of a sudden, Reigns comes back. He's the juggernaut. He's the the muscle.
Every superhero.
He's the
Superman.
He's the Superman.
Batman.
Apparently, no, he's the
Aquaman.
strongest
Spider-Man.
person. He's
Yeah, it looks like a Spider-Man logo.
He's now the strongest person in wrestling. Where Cesaro was pound for pound. I don't know this guy who used to be on, but
See,
Wait,
but
who the fuck is that? I don't know who that is.
Cesaro is the perfect example to be like, this is why you don't piss off the WWE. When you talk shit about the product, they're gonna. You cannot tell me that since he said, I don't want to see Cena versus Orton for the 500th time.
You know what? He's
Since
speaking for the
that
masses.
day,
He's speaking for
he
us.
hasn't been shit
know what?
on since then. He's lost every match. He's lost every match handily.
But you know what?
You know what? I
agree with
respect
you.
that.
Yes.
I respect that, and I'd rather see him or not see him on Superstars, and he fucking speaks up. Because
But-
the rest of the roster won't speak up
Hey,
or
Stone
say
Cold
anything.
Steve Austin. Open challenge the locker room. Step it up. Take risks.
Well,
do all this shit.
more Vince.
Stone Cold
Vince
doesn't
years
work.
ago.
Oh, sorry,
Stone
Vince.
Cold doesn't work for the company anymore.
But Vince
Stone Cold
does.
figured it. Yeah,
Vince agreed
did.
with
Vince-
it.
And Stone Cold closed
Of
out
course,
on it.
Vince is going to agree with it on the podcast that
And then
he's
Vince is
running,
like, but
because
don't
he's not
piss
going to be
anybody
like,
off, basically.
no, I don't want the guys to step up. Of course, he's going to be like, yes, I want the guys
Grab
to
that
step up.
brass ring, baby.
No,
But here's the
he
thing.
wants them to step up
NXT
within
took
his
it, sorry.
little box.
NXT took all the brass rings.
Yeah.
Can we go back? All right, back to
No,
Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns has a
Roman
brass
Reigns.
ring reserved in a fucking safety deposit box waiting for him at WrestleMania.
All right,
Anybody
Regardless of
I
any
think a
response.
brass ring
Back-
can make a Sonic.
back to your statement of he was the main thing in the Shield. I don't believe that.
Oh, we're talking about foot of the game.
Sonic. No, the fucking game.
No, okay. The reason why I don't believe Roman Reigns
not
was
over
the
there.
main guy in the Shield was
He wasn't.
He was
No, I'm agreeing with what I'm saying.
He was only the
I'm
main guy in the Shield for the chicks.
No,
at the end,
because you can lift him
wait.
No, at the end he was the main guy. I'll agree with that.
Okay, Shield promo.
What do you
Who
have?
talks first?
It doesn't.
Who
Rollins.
talks first? Rollins or Ambrose?
No, usually Rollins, then Ambrose, then
But I'm
Reigns.
saying, but regardless,
Right?
he speaks last. And what does Roman Reigns say?
No, Ambrose
Believe in the Shield.
There
he
goes-
says 4 words. That's it.
Back to my
Because you can't
point.
talk.
Back to my point. The other two had so much individuality between them two that you could repackage them as something completely different. That
Which they've done.
that Reigns has no choice but to be the guy from the Shield because he has nothing else going for him.
He's a square. He's
Yes.
a square.
That's my point entirely.
He has
There's
no
a reason
emotion.
those
He's
two.
got no personality.
Yes.
You know, if you put Dean Ambrose in any gimmick on the card, he would make it work.
Yes.
Same thing with Mizdow. We know that. Mizdow will make anything work.
Rollins can make anything work, whether you hate him or not.
Yeah.
They have the personality.
He doesn't always have the
Reigns
best
doesn't have
promo, Rollins, but he does a promo.
Yes.
He can do a promo.
Reigns can't do a promo by himself.
Oh, my God.
Reigns is kind of the guy who you need to, like, I said this to you last night, Monday night, last night at work. Reigns needs a manager. He needs someone to speak for him.
But
he
as
needs to be
a
like the other
face,
chick. Yes.
they don't want to give managers. That's the problem.
I know, but he needs that. That's what he needs. He needs a guy who's going to sit there and speak for him because he can't
Exactly.
do it for himself. Every time he
Absolutely. I
opens his
agree.
mouth, he sounds like a goddamn robot. and I'm reading off the cards. That's all you see. You can actually watch his eyes
No,
move
I
on
saw
the
it
card.
on Monday night.
Hey.
Monday night, his eyes were going back and forth like he had a fucking lazy eye in both
The
eyes.
problem
It
is
was so
they want
bad.
this next Cena so bad. They will blindly look past the fact that, yeah, he would probably work better as a heel with a manager and this big tough guy. That's,
You can make him as a face with the manager.
I don't
Just
think so.
give him a manager.
What is the manager doing?
Just promoting.
Face? The manager's going to get him over with the crowd?
At
When
one
does
point, Lesnar was a face with a manager of Paul Heyman.
So was CM Punk.
I'm pretty sure that Heyman went with Big Show when Lesnar was a face, but I just think
No, I
that
think originally, wasn't he? Originally?
Lesnar. I just think that managers in general work better with heels, and it's to get heat on the
agree.
guy.
I agree, but
But I agree,
There's-
he does need a manager.
there are certain
But I
wrestlers
mean, look
who
at Jack
can't talk.
Swagger and Zeb Coulter right now. They're technically heels.
They were heels, but this American gimmick has given them, with
Face.
Rusev, but that's a different story.
But there are some people who just don't, like, they're great wrestlers, which I don't think Reigns is. Do not quote me as saying
He is not a great wrestler,
he's
but
a
I
terrible wrestler.
gotta give credit. His match with Randy Orton at SummerSlam was a very good match.
No,
Because
that's all
of
because
Randy
Randy Orton.
Okay.
Randy Orton carried the
Okay.
goddamn match.
Okay.
The spear into the scoop slam.
Quickly.
Yeah, the spear into the scoop slam. That was all Randy Orton. That has nothing to do with him.
Okay. But
Sorry, I didn't mean to jump down.
Randy Orton is clearly the wrestler that carried it, but when it comes down to it, he put on a good match. It takes two
It's not.
people.
No, it does not. No,
It
Randy
does.
Orton can carry almost anyone. I think Randy Orton is one of the best technical wrestlers that you can put him in with anyone, and he can make him look good.
I went to Survivor Series. What year was that? 2013. He faced Big Show in the main event. It got booed out of the building. I'm sorry. Had to bring it up. It sucked.
Well, that's okay. You're right. Okay, I'm sorry. I should have
That's
said
a Big
anyone.
Show, though.
I should have said anyone. I should have said anyone excluding Big Show or Mark Henry, and then he can make it look
Or
good.
Kane.
I'm just saying.
Or Kane.
I never saw Roman Reigns had a big time one-on-one match, and I was skeptical. And I saw him put on a good match. I don't think he's a great wrestler, but he put on one good match, so I got to give him credit for that. So I'm not going to say it completely. He's a bad wrestler. I think he's limited by these moves. He has these gimmicky moves.
But
The
how
punch
many?
is
But
too
how many times
gimmicky.
have we seen a guy like Randy Orton in matches that were great? Not just. It doesn't matter who you put him with. He makes it look good. Cena, a guy who we've said a million times, we are tired of seeing him with it. That was actually not a half bad match. The Hell in a Cell match
They
between the
have
two.
great chemistry.
No.
That's why.
I'll admit, I never liked John Cena, but I've respected him because he's been putting on good matches. In the beginning of his career, he didn't. As it kept going on, he kept putting on good matches. Yes, he needs a guy to work with, but you got to respect him for it.
All right, we gotta move on.
Yeah, this has been rant
great.
after rant.
This is a very rant.
And Brie Bella versus Alicia Fox.
And that's where you go with this? After that
Seriously?
great rant, you go to that?
That was the next match of the night. That was the next match.
Fucking God.
Can we skip?
We'd like another one, sir.
Hell
Can I pay to skip?
Uh,
Can I pay to skip this one?
this
God
was
bless you.
the only thing.
Well,
that Fox and Natalia won via submission.
God fucking damn it, Matt.
all right.
That was too much.
That's exactly what I thought of the Divas match.
And the only thing that made it interesting was Kid was at Nikki Bella's side after the
Yes,
match.
yes. And there was some tweets about that, actually.
And it just made everything like
Nikki Bella tweeted him and things like that. And he's like, oh, I was out with injury for a long time, so I look out for people that I think are hurt or some crap like that. I don't know. They're fishing for something.
Sit down, you're making me nervous.
Natalia's going to get a title match, you think?
I think so.
It looks like it.
This is what's going to build the Natalia versus Nikki Bella.
Yeah.
Which is better than just AJ
No,
Nikki for the
I
next
was
6
wrong.
months.
I thought it was going to be AJ versus Brie versus Nikki at Royal Rumble. So
Well, Bree, let's not even go into that. We don't know what
I mean,
else going on.
honestly, with Brie and Nikki's performance in the ring, do you really want to see a triple threat match? Let's be honest. I mean, as much as it might have been
Brie hasn't
easy
wrestled, but
giveaway,
Nikki, I don't know.
as much as it's been an easy giveaway, it might have been put right in front of your face, but would you really want to see them
look,
three in a ring together?
let's think about this. We
Well, them
saw-
two plus AJ.
We
in the
saw
ring together.
Charlotte last week on Raw. And
But
then we saw her on NXT. So do we blame Brie Bella for being a terrible wrestler, or maybe she's not getting the chance that the NXT divas are getting?
Yep.
You know, and now we can't really
Because she's
assume.
been a shadow to Nikki for the last month.
But
Maybe more.
most people would
I mean,
say that
that's not
she's
the same.
probably the better wrestler than Nikki, Brie Bella. She's not a great wrestler, but she's been in more matches than Nikki. Nikki has only recently been a big part of wrestling matches and a part of the show. You know, since she's been with John Cena. Coincidence, but...
Coincidence.
Weird. We'll go on to the highlight reel
Which I liked.
with Rusev
loved-
and Lana.
Which I loved. Shut up!
It was good. It got a little comical.
It got
a little,
too fucking comical.
It got too much.
But you know what? That's old school
Rusev,
Jericho, though. How many
It
times have you
is.
seen Jericho come out back in the 90s, 2000, and just shit on people?
It is,
Make
but-
fun of them and shit on them and make fun of them and shit on them. And The Rock didn't, and everyone loved it. Rock went old school for one night in Brooklyn, and everyone loved it. Jericho went old school for one night, and everyone
Jericho's back a
loved
little
it.
more often than The Rock. But also, once he's going, sitting in a tree, KISSING.
No, that was
first comes
silly.
up,
That
you're
was
going on-
silly.
You're going on too
Sorry,
long.
the whole Fandango thing. Your Fandango, Fandico, for whatever the fuck.
Fun bunghole,
Whatever
he
the-
said. And it got...
I say so like a little man,
Yeah.
Fandango.
Yeah,
that's his
Fandango.
And he's putting...
Fandango.
He's putting over...
Fandango.
Yeah, he's doing the
Fandango.
Rock reference.
Shut up!
He's like Detroit Rock
Oh,
City.
sorry, the Rock is in here. Let me suck his dick for a minute.
He did the Beatles reference, the Walrus.
That
Like,
was
he
a
did
good one.
all these
I
rock
enjoyed that one.
references. I enjoy them, but a lot of
get it.
people don't understand them.
Why are you so standing while talking? You're making me nervous.
I get it.
He's about to beat us all.
Chris Jericho needs to do it. He's this whole rock and roll guy. Fozzy, this and that. Here's the Beatles
He is the
reference.
Ayatollah of rock and roll.
Here's the Beatles reference. Here's a fucking Queen reference. Here's this and that. Come on.
I don't know if it has the relevance with the WWE audience, though. Now it's a lot of, 12-year-olds are going to be like, who the fuck are the Beatles? Who the
Then
fuck?
maybe again he was just making it because he was in.
But for people who do listen to that music, we did get the reference, we did laugh at it. So
Yes.
I applaud that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like I said, part of me, like you said, now I think of it, you guys put it that way, it was overplayed. But I enjoyed the segment with Rusev. I enjoyed that segment. Ruben. What the fuck is Ruben?
Ruben?
Ruben.
Making up his own characters now.
Roman Reigns.
Ruben. But I did enjoy this segment with
I mean,
Jericho and Rusev.
it was it was enjoyable.
You know Cosby now?
Just- I like how he was just shitting on people left and right, like you're communist tramp.
Yeah.
Like
But
things
he's
you don't hear
teasing,
often. You don't hear
he's
it often.
teasing that they're together when, a good portion of the people that watch wrestling already know that.
And followed on Instagram.
Yeah,
Know that.
It's just,
They travel together.
She's his manager, that's all. That's it.
Mhm.
That's all that goes on.
yeah.
Why do you guys gotta think dirty
Managing
for?
his boom.
Why do you
Yeah,
guys gotta
the
think,
same with Zeb Coulter, Jack Swag, right?
why do you guys
Wait.
gotta think about dirty
Yeah.
for?
That's crossing the line. That's crossing the line.
What did come out of this was saying that's gross. Jericho saying, "I know one guy who wants to fight you."
And who is that?
Yes.
Speed.
Yes.
Be more.
Which I want to
The
see about
big
5 months
guy!
ago, even though he was injured. But
We called this
yes.
Yes.
once the big guy returned.
Yep.
Yes.
We said the big guy was going to go with Rusev.
Yes. And
Will he be
unfortunately,
the guy
He's
that
going to
ended?
be fed to Rusev.
unfortunately, the big guy beat Kane to get fed to Rusev, just like Big Show beat Rowan to get fed to Reigns. It's going to be the same.
I just think that
It's the same
It's part of
plan.
Rusev's good push. Like it's finally Ryback. He's gonna push.
Ryback doesn't have any kind of
I don't
USA.
know. I could
Wait, he's
see.
going to come out with a flag?
That's what I was saying.
No.
Like this is before you joined this.
No,
shindig.
it's gonna
I
be.
was saying Ryback was fighting Rusev only because Ryback wanted to fight Rusev.
Because he's big.
A
It's
big
not-
guy. He has a streak. He had a streak, and you know what? He wants to take him down. I'll go with that.
That's
I'm
all
just
it is.
finally glad that they're moving away from the USA Russia thing. Like this guy Rusev wants to
We
fight.
don't know that yet.
We don't know.
We don't
Well,
know that
yeah,
yet.
well, now, yeah.
We'll
We're
see
hoping.
flags
We're
all
hoping.
over the show.
Here is how I know that the USA thing is dead, and here's why. Because after Rusev was leaving the ring, after the USA chance died, Ryback started his feed me more chance.
Yeah.
So at that point, I was like, thank God, he's not making it about the UFC. He's
I'm so
making
happy.
about himself.
UFC?
Which
USA.
USA.
Whatever.
UFC.
He's not
Stuck on
making.
CM Punk.
He's not making it. He's not making about the USA. He's making about himself. And I think in the next upcoming weeks, up until the Royal Rumble, he's gonna really make that apparent.
And that's-
that he's
what I
not
said.
fighting for the USA. He's fighting for Ryback, and that's the only reason why he's fighting.
And
That's what I
that's,
said.
I have
The
a
day
question.
Ryback came back.
and that's the only thing I would support right now. If you're going to tell me who you pick right now against Rusev, I want Ryback. I don't want some USA
Especially if he's
fucking
getting this
shit
monster
show.
fucking push.
But do you think
I
they're
agree.
going to let him continue the undefeated streak, technically?
I
Yes.
don't think so.
Rusev.
No.
Yes.
I don't think so.
It's almost a year. It's right now, Royal Rumble.
I mean, unless we're really talking about Ryback losing to Rusev, and then at WrestleMania he's facing The Rock.
So you're
Rusev,
saying that
you
they're
know.
not going to go with the
You're
American
going to be
gimmick?
drinking your way in sorrow.
Yeah, that's what I do every night anyway.
I have a question about that. So you think
That's
that
very sad life. Just commenting on that.
you think that RVD's spray unitard guy that does Rybacks and also RVD's weed dealer is not going to spray an American flag on Ryback's
No.
gear?
No.
No?
Not
You don't
even
think
for
we're
a
gonna
second.
see anything?
Not
No.
even for a second.
No.
Nothing
If he does, then
supporting
we know
him
it's a
being
American
American.
squash
Because
match.
they go to Tri-County. Did you know that?
They
Ryback
come
is
out
singled
putting
down Tri-County.
Putin on the screen and a flag dropping. They're not going to just stop that. It's going to keep going, and Ryback's going to lose.
So what
Unfortunately.
you're saying is Rusev's going to face The Rock at WrestleMania 31.
No, fuck no.
That's
If I had to pick right now, I would say
You heard it here, folks.
John Cena.
Dan
John
Figgs.
Cena.
So wait,
John Cena.
I think if
Who's
Dan's
saying
with
that
me, you buy two tall boys. If everyone else with Matt and Hernandez,
Am I the
Dan,
only guy?
whatever
I'm
you
the
go by
only guy
nowadays.
going.
Do you really want to go like all against one? I mean, like we're all chipping for the fucking Jack Daniel bottles.
with my
already.
name engraved.
No
Fuck
great name. No.
No, we're not getting.
But I mean, if it's all four of
You're
you
not no
against
princess.
me,
You're
it's
not no
only-
princess.
I just want to add this. I could see Rusev losing the U.S. title, but not a clean defeat from Ryback. I could see that happening. Just
No.
saying that.
No, go on with that.
No,
Go on
no,
with that.
no. How does
Because
that
they
work out?
want to get that title off him. Because they want to put him in a bigger match.
No, okay,
in my
so,
opinion.
okay,
now,
so
we
You
how-
can't
how does
put
that
him
work?
versus John Cena and the U.S. title
Okay,
on the line.
but how does that
You
work?
got to get rid of that.
How does that work?
He loses the title to Ryback.
How? He's saying not
Without being
clean.
pinned or
could
submitted.
be-
Go.
You flag match. What do you mean?
No.
God.
Nothing. You can't do
I don't
that.
want to see it, but
Why is being pinned and submitted not an option?
well,
Because
that's
his
the
whole
thing they're
gimmick
going
right
with.
now.
He
He's
just said
on-
non-clean.
Unfortunately,
Gives
it
a
went
shit.
too
He
far.
just said non-clean.
That's what I was just saying.
Who
So
gives
what's
a
your
shit?
If it's not
non-clean?
Ryback,
Calm
if
down,
it's not
Because if you're
Ryback,
not going to build
if
him,
it's not Ryback beating Rusev cleanly, what's the point?
because they want Rusev to go on and have a big match at WrestleMania.
But there's no way you could do that unless he loses clean.
Unless he loses clean to The Rock at WrestleMania.
Which won't happen.
Unless you're talking
Which will
Ryback,
happen.
Rusev,
Which is
WrestleMania.
not going to happen ever.
So who's The Rock going to face?
The Rock is
Not
not, going to be
wrestling
part of
this year.
WrestleMania.
You guys.
All right, so you're on the boat with me too. So it's 3 against
Well,
1.
no,
Matt,
the-
you want to join this
The
boat?
Rock might show up at
Yes,
WrestleMania.
I'll wrestle.
I'm not questioning that he's going to show up, but he's not going to wrestle.
He will
So
not wrestle.
you're agreeing with us? Yes.
Yes.
So you are agreeing. So you're agreeing with me, Dan, and Dan that Rusev will not wrestle Rock in the bet for
All right,
Jack
but
Daniels.
that's
Tall Boys.
Absolutely.
So we're all going to be drinking Tall Boys, and you're going to be sitting in the corner crying yourself to
So
sleep.
you're all joining this bet.
Wow.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Is that
The Rock,
happening?
That means we all have to buy him a bottle of Jack Daniels if he's right.
The Rock might be in
No, we're
WrestleMania.
going to chip in for a mega bottle. That's all.
That's not fair.
The Rock might be in WrestleMania, but he will not be wrestling against Rusev.
I like this. The
I
Rock, Rusev at WrestleMania. All you guys got to buy a bottle of Jack Daniels.
A relatively
No,
big
no,
bottle.
I want an individual bottle
He's-
from all of you guys.
he's
They,
not.
they
gonna-
sell those.
he's
They
not-
sell those little
I'm
ones.
gonna.
He's
Personal.
not, he's
You're
not
personal.
gonna wrestle Rusev. He's
No,
not.
I'm
So
gonna.
then there you go. You're
And
on the
who's gonna
fucking
wrestle?
Ryback. Who else would? Who else?
The
Who else
Rock
would
is gonna wrestle Ryback.
The Rock will
Rock
not
will
wrestle,
wrestle.
at WrestleMania.
I disagree.
He will not wrestle at WrestleMania. He will be a part of WrestleMania.
I will put the money on that.
But he will not wrestle.
Jack saying The Rock does not wrestle WrestleMania.
The Undertaker is gonna wrestle at WrestleMania.
Yes.
Better
But
than not.
It's
If he's healthy. If he's healthy.
Better than not.
If he's not crippled over on Instagram.
He's
Yeah,
gonna
that was-
wrestle.
I'm not taking that bet. But I will take the Rock.
Right now,
The
they
Rock, I'm
still
done.
have money in him. Reports say
So
they
you're
still have
saying
money.
that
He's
the
still.
Undertaker's gonna wrestle over The Rock?
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Undertaker who looks like he's pushing fucking
Yes.
70.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
It's
I
not
will
wrestling
go with
better
that.
than The
Yeah.
Rock.
Yes. Wow. Finally on the Undertaker side.
No way in hell.
He has a contract right now.
I know.
Undertaker.
I
He's
know.
getting paid no matter what. So
I
they're
know.
gonna try and get him to wrestle.
Dan, they cannot agree with us on this.
Why?
You don't understand.
They
this,
went
right?
against us.
They
Yes.
went against
They
us.
That
said
I'm
that
not
we will
taking
not
that
see
bet.
on
I know.
Undertaker's not gonna wrestle at WrestleMania.
Yeah. There was
No, I
a-
wouldn't be
Over The Rock,
surprised.
I would.
No,
No,
it doesn't happen. That's happened. But I wouldn't be surprised.
Over The Rock, I would take the.
But I'll take him over the Rock. I will take him over the Rock, but I wouldn't be surprised if it did happen or didn't
Yes.
happen.
Our
course.
bet is different from all this.
Well, now Raw against you and Rock and Russo, because that's not gonna
That's a
happen.
different bet.
That's a different.
So now you want to make a separate bet now? Do you want to make a,
No,
a
he
4-1?
He actually betted me that The Rock would not be at WrestleMania.
No. Our bet
never
was
bet
Rock
that.
and Russo specific.
You might-
I would go back to
Mine
last
was
recording.
specific. Yours was The Rock won't wrestle at WrestleMania.
No.
Yes.
Oh no, I agree with that.
Yes.
Wrestle is different than show
That's what
up.
you agreed on me with.
He did.
What?
Don't you dare.
He
The
did.
Rock won't wrestle at WrestleMania.
He did. He said that he could make an appearance, but he won't have a wrestling match.
Thank
but
you. The New Day versus Golden Stardust.
Wait. If you're saying no wrestling at WrestleMania, I will get in that bet with you. That's fine. If he shows up, that's it.
You were too late. You were in Mexico. You're gone.
You were
The
Mexican.
New Day versus Golden Stardust. Shit. The New Day's real.
except we saw the match, didn't we, the night before in the pre-show? But you know.
But no, it was different
Kofi?
guys. It
was
was
Kofi and
Kofi
Big
and Big E.
Oh.
Now it's Xavier Woods and Big E.
The New Day version 2.
It was new day.
It was a new day.
Kofi
New-new.
Kingston was
New-new.
the commentary.
For those Express Lane fans out there, we got the new going. The fuck?
I don't know.
Kofi Kingston on
Commentary, no.
whatever you want
God,
to.
That is
I hated
the
it.
least guy I want on commentary. Kofi is the worst talker of all
Least
three.
rest.
Hated it.
No, I'll speak for you.
It was
the
worst. Worst.
The
Anyways,
least.
least.
The least.
worst
The
is-
least guy I wanted on commentary. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's good.
The last guy.
The last guy
I
makes
want.
sense.
Sure. Whatever.
No, because the last
Anyway.
guy means he gets on commentary at the end. I don't want it.
No, you saying the last guy meaning he's
No, I know. I'm kidding.
Grammar School 101.
He's
Anyway.
and he's just trying so hard. He's yelling like it's just it's.
Watch this! I'm so excited.
My
you see
favorite,
that move?
my favorite part
You see that move?
of this match was the
Too
NXT
hard.
chants.
Yes.
Yes.
And
You got a
Corey
CM
Graves,
Punk
Corey
chant.
Graves, the new NXT commentator, saying, "Hey, we hear you."
Yeah. No, that was good because if I was there, I would chant NXT too. Because
But
these
the
matches.
only thing that I didn't like, they chanted CM Punk too.
Yeah. It's gonna happen. I prefer it there than in AJ's match.
No, I prefer NXT over anything.
Yeah.
Like you're bored, NXT.
Yeah, that is the chant that should have been going on the whole time during TLC. But
I like the whole Xavier Woods jumping off Big E's back onto the outside of the ring.
yeah, it was good.
See, what I really liked is if you're gonna put Xavier Woods in a match, I mean, in the as Choice's partner with Big E or Kofi Kingston, have a different finisher. Don't have the same finisher. This is a.
I like it though. I like it.
I don't like that one part. That's
The
the only-
Midnight Hour? Come
That's
on, that's
the
a
only-
great double finish move. It's a great double finish name. It's Midnight Hour, baby.
Out of
What did
anything,
Mr.
I
Miz
can't
have?
get on that.
Nothing. Final cut by one of them. Maybe.
Final
That's because
cut.
Miz is
No, Skull
overpowering
Skull
Miz
crushing
though.
finale, sorry.
Because that's
Skull
it.
Big
Skull-
Show.
Yeah, that's right.
Not in our eyes, but in WWE eyes, Miz Dower is being overshadowed by Miz because
Of course.
Miz is. That's exactly why you're gonna be keep switching on and off with the New Day. Come up with a different finisher. This is not a three. I mean, listen, Dudley Boys had one finisher. Agent Christian had their own
Yeah,
finisher.
but when did Spike Dudley wrestle with Bubba
I'm
in
not
a
talking about-
serious match? You know what I mean? Like, so they didn't have a third. That's a different.
I just think it'd be something
I
cool to
miss
say.
Spike
I just
Dudley.
think it'd be something cool to say.
I liked it. I think they're getting a decent push right now in the tag team division until the Ascension come.
Yeah,
God.
I mean,
but
we're all gonna have
honestly,
childhood.
I'm a little worried
Don't
because
look so
I
bad.
like the Ascension, but who is going to compete with these fucking animals?
Nobody.
I
No
mean,
one. The New Day.
No one.
They're a fucking
That
joke
is gonna
clapping
be- come on.
gospel preachers. Are you kidding
JBL
me?
was saying himself, what's really going on with you guys? Are you guys really this happy all the time? Come on.
I want that.
They're gonna show the mean
I
side
want them to
once
get that.
the Ascension
Yes,
comes up.
that's what I want.
That's
But
what's
not
gonna
even.
happen.
No,
Come on.
No, the Ascension, I don't see anyone competing with them.
No, see.
See, the thing is, the
This is
reason
what
why.
happened. This is what has to
Exactly.
happen in a tag team division right now. You can't have one team over the other. You have to have an interesting feud.
'Cause
You
they
have
all
to have-
Which we won't have. The Usos won't compete. The Miz and Mizdown won't compete. New Day won't compete. No one will compete against anybody with NXT. They just won't do it.
it's-
There's no feud.
No, you're totally wrong.
no.
There's no feud with
wrong.
anybody.
No, you're wrong with that. The Ascension hasn't come out yet.
I was like, when they do, who are you gonna feud them that's gonna have a serious feud?
You think Big E
New
and
Day.
Kofi Kingston? Say
No.
Big E and Kofi Kingston were a team, because I really just want to forget
No.
Xavier Woods. He's there, but I think they really need to focus on two. I don't like this. Keep switching in guys.
Yeah,
That's
I
going to keep
agree.
them back
I
from a
agree.
title push. Because
No,
who's the real
I've been
tag?
saying that since day one. I don't like this.
Big
I feel
E
like
and
they're
Kofi
switching. I don't like
Kingston
it.
should have been the team, the New Day. Xavier Woods as their manager wrestles once in a while.
I
That's
agree
it.
with that. 100% agree. I don't see Xavier Woods
As a
serious
team,
serious wrestler.
and even singles, Big E and Kofi Kingston are more accomplished wrestlers than the Ascension.
Xavier
the
Woods
Vaude
hasn't
Villains,
done anything
The Lucha
accomplished.
Dragons. But they don't get
Well,
that
you had
opportunity to
Sin
wrestle
Cara,
in
he
matches
was
like
a
that.
wrestler at one
Xavier
point.
Woods hasn't done anything serious
Sin
or
Cara was
relevant
part
in the
of
last few
WWE
years.
for a
He
while.
hasn't had the chance.
Now we even have a
I
new
agree
Sin Cara.
with
It's not
him.
even the same guy.
Oh, it's not the same
He
guy?
has not gotten
Hold on.
anywhere near as big a push as anyone else.
Xavier Woods
Sin
has
Cara's
had
not
the
the same guy as
chance.
he was back in WWE?
Look at this. When Xavier Woods
That's a
came
different
up,
guy? I'm serious.
Hey.
I didn't know that.
The original Sin Cara is
Sin
not.
Cara's been
WWE.
dead for the past 3 years.
Yeah, really.
Yes.
Xavier Woods, when he
didn't
came
know
up,
that. It's kind of fucked up.
Okay.
whose fucking gimmick did he have? Brodus Clay.
Okay.
Where's Brodus Clay now?
TNA.
Gone.
You know. Okay.
Xavier Woods had his entrance. He had the fucking dactyls.
It worked
He had
better with
everything.
him.
He had everything with
It
them.
worked better with him.
Everything.
It never should have been
So
given to
you
Bros.
can't say what does Xavier Woods have to prove? He hasn't had a chance to prove anything.
Yeah. I'll agree with that.
In my eyes, you keep Big E and Xavier Woods and have Kofi Kingston go off on his own. Because Kofi Kingston...
On his own?
Come
They're
on.
not going to do that.
Kofi Kingston is a better suit than fucking Xavier Woods.
Kofi Kingston's got no personality.
No, yeah, he's got to be. I always said Kofi
The
was
last
best.
time
When
that
he was with Evan Bourne,
champion, a former
Yes.
U.S. champion.
Air Boom or whatever, they were a good team. You know what I mean? Like, I think with a big guy like Big E, it's perfect. Big E has a lot of personality, too.
Xavier Wood has the personality to be a manager.
Yeah.
That's it.
Very good talker.
Ultimately, that's what I thought the New Day was going to be. Was when they first came out with their suits and fucking like
Gospel.
Well, the first time,
dress-
no,
That's the one that I
first
want.
time.
before that.
Yes.
That's
when
what
they
I want.
first came
I don't
out.
want this guy.
They were
to
heels when they came
in
out. They were
suit
heels.
pants, in vests, in
Yep,
ties.
yep,
When
yep,
they
yep,
first
yep,
came
yep.
out with that, I was genuinely excited
Oh,
because I was like,
They were
wow,
heels.
they're gonna do something new with this. They're gonna be something different.
And it's
But
fine.
then they just changed it to some.
They were
random
like, we're not going to take this
bullshit
crap
gimmick.
anymore. And they're like, they've been holding us back. That was.
Yep, I
That
thought
was a
at that
great
point,
gimmick. That was a great gimmick.
It's just now, I agree it's great, but I got to say, it's a little too dicey in the times going on right now and everything. To
Well, I
go
think-
with a gimmick like that.
I
It's
think the
too
reason they
dicey.
got out of the other one where I could take the crap anymore is because I think they reminded them too much of the Nation of Domination.
Yes.
Like,
and
oh,
with
this
all
is
that.
real.
People were calling him the Nation of Domination.
we are trying way too hard to go back to this. We're gonna fight for our own rights and our own. You know.
And not to bring up the news, but things going on in the news with shootings and things like that, they got to be sensitive to that. You know what I mean? They
I don't
can't
know.
they can't go with that.
I
right
think
now. It's-
they can go on to bigger and better things. I feel like this it's what the fucking tag team division needs.
No, what they need is the Ascension. The Vandervillains.
I don't know.
They're not going to be anywhere near the WWE
I know,
anytime
but
soon.
just saying.
But the ascension into this WWE
Yes,
tag
you get
team
a
division,
serious
holy
team
shit,
that
it's gonna,
is just all about
it's gonna
not
be all
bunnies
in.
and gimmicks.
Yep.
I raise my hands because I've been calling for the Ascension for the last, I don't know,
And I've been with
since
you.
we started
I've
this
been with you.
podcast because I've wanted them up here for so long because they're so good.
I've
Yep.
seen them
Yep,
for
yep,
myself.
yep,
I
yep,
have to
yep.
agree.
They're awesome.
110% with you, Danny. Adam Rose versus Kane.
Thank God for Kane.
Yeah, let's pass on this. I
The
don't like
one,
on the bunny.
yeah, the one time I actually got excited for Kane doing something.
that genuinely does
No,
not make me care.
No,
I rooted for Kane
Listen,
on that one.
And you,
I'm sorry.
Listen.
and you want to know why? What part of that sentence ruins it for me? The bunny.
No, both.
of course.
Everything you said.
Exactly.
Get buff Tombstone.
But, like you said, it was the first time you've seen Kane actually be somewhat aggressive. Not just like held back by suit, held back by like this shit, or just coming out to randomly interfere with something. He actually performed a double choke slam and a tombstone. When's the last time you've seen Kane, the big red mess, perform a tombstone?
Dale Bryan on the steps, but that was a long time
I was
ago.
just.
And it was so long ago.
When was it? That had to be like 6 months ago, right?
That was
Seven.
right before Extreme
months?
Rules.
In May, yeah.
May.
That was
Jesus
right before
Christ.
Extreme Rules.
So that's my point. Like
after
Kane
Extreme
doing that was the
Rules.
greatest thing in the world for me. Because I hate the goddamn money. I agree with JBL 100% on this one. That damn bunny is annoying as hell. He needs to go.
Yep.
And to see Kane tombstone the goddamn money.
Finally get
Yeah,
aggressive. The crowd loved it. As soon as he like, symboled for the tombstone, everyone's like, holy shit, when's the last time we saw him actually do this? Besides Daniel Bryan, when's the last time we saw Kane get aggressive like this?
The best part, in my opinion, was the commentary team saying that, I forget which one said, but they said that the bunny is, send him to the pet cemetery. That was the best
That would be
one.
JBL saying
Yes,
right there. Send him
of
to
course.
the pet cemetery.
JBL, 90% of the time, I'm like, shut the hell up, mute this bastard.
But
that was funny.
Just the fact that Kane
I usually
himself
agree with him
has
the
not
most.
been the same Kane. I mean, Kane has been thrown around between you're an angry monster, you're a corporate Kane. You're an
Kane
angry
still has
monster,
to leave.
you're a corporate Kane.
I don't know what Kane is at this point, though, because he still comes out in corporate Kane outfit.
Kane still has to leave.
No, of course, I agree. Kane, Big Show, Mark Henry. The big three big guys that have to go. That's it. It's past their time. They can't wrestle. They can barely walk down the ramp anymore. It's over. That's it. Just
Yeah.
move on. Go on with a different career. We applaud you. We're not gonna like turn back and be like, hey, you didn't have a stellar career. Big Show went from Paul White being dominant to the Big Show we all loved to now that we all hate. Mark Henry, sexual chocolate that we all loved, and now we just don't want him on TV anymore. Kane, the big red monster, Brothers of Destruction. Now we just don't want him on TV anymore. I mean,
You're
it's just
done. Retire, go
Kane
back.
that's it. They're all done.
I'm just glad. I just hope.
You're just glad you just hope?
I just hope. This doesn't turn into a fucking triple threat match at the Royal Rumble.
Oh, God.
Adam Rose Bunny versus Kane.
Are you
I would not.
fucking
I would
insane?
not
All
watch
right,
that review.
WWE Creative.
100% right now, the bunny entering the Royal Rumble. 100%.
I
Who
was-
wants to take that bet again?
I wouldn't be
No,
surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I would do that, but with
Nobody will take that bet.
There's 30 people have to come in. Like,
Nobody
the
will
bunny's
bet
gotta
against the
be a
bunny.
part of that.
I wouldn't be surprised. And I bet you,
It's the bunny!
The
Oh my
bunny's gonna
God!
eliminate Adam Rose. Can you see that happening? The bunny eliminating
God.
Adam Rose. Can you see that happening?
Leading to a bigger feud.
The fact that we would use two spots
Unfortunately.
is just insane, but alright.
That bunny needs to go bubble.
Chris Jericho versus Paul Heyman.
What? That wasn't a match.
The man who puts the
the
Jew
segment.
in
Oh.
jiu-jitsu.
Why
Yes.
is the Jew in there?
It's right
That's
there.
what he
The
said.
Jew, I'm the Jew in jiu-jitsu.
That's what he said. That
Son
was
of a
awesome.
bitch.
What
That
do you attack
was
Paul
awesome.
Heyman for?
I'm not
That
attacking
was
Paul Heyman at all.
awesome. That was a great
He's an
part.
advocate. He had no business being in the match.
But wait a minute.
Brock Lesnar.
No, you gotta go for it first, where he says, you shouldn't have picked the fight with me. Oh no, what was it? You should have picked the fight with Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Then you all got confused going, wait. What?
And then they wait 10 seconds to hit his music. Like, obviously
Yeah.
we know he's coming out now.
Awkward pause.
Hey,
With no title belt. I don't know where that went.
Yeah, he
you know?
let- he forgot
that guy's
that.
our champion, right?
But there was no belt. How do I know he's the champ?
Oh shit! But I think his shirt said it, right? His shirt
yes.
said.
WWE World Heavyweight
World
Champion,
Heavyweight- oh,
Beast
fuck.
Incarnate. That's what it says.
Oh goddamn!
And on the back says "back to break more" or something. I don't know.
With
what the hell
Jim
that means.
Johnson on the back.
Really?
No.
Oh, Jimmy John's.
Jimmy
Yes.
Johnson.
The sandwich place.
Jimmy Johnson.
Sandwich place.
Not the guy who makes WWE soundtracks. Jim Johnson.
He's a billboard now.
I just feel
I
like
gotta say, I loved how Jericho. Jericho is awesome. He just stood in there like a fucking man. He knew Lesnar was coming, and he didn't fucking run or anything or look scared. He was getting ready. And you know what,
my
Lesnar?
idea, they should have fucking had Lesnar fucking beat the shit out of Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
Just to prove his dominance, you know?
Well, he did, but
He just gave it that five.
He gave
Yeah,
it a 5.
no,
That was
he
it.
first.
No,
yeah, but
gave
he
it a
looked.
five.
It doesn't matter. He looked.
Jericho punched him.
Brock Lesnar gave him an F5.
Yes.
There was
Doesn't
no.
matter.
There was no.
Reverse of the code
nothing.
breaker. He
Thank
looked
you.
I-
That's what I was
invincible.
trying to. That's what I was trying to get
No,
out there.
no.
Thank you.
Jericho goes for the code breaker. Brock Lesnar is just taking.
Swatted him. No, he
Shouldn't you
swatted
have
him.
made...
One arm.
I would have had Lesnar give him an F5, go upstairs, out of the ring,
Why?
grab a
He's not part
fucking
of it.
chair and beat the shit out of
He doesn't
Why?
need
to
to.
make a goddamn point to John Cena.
No, hold on.
This was your friend at the beginning of the
Calm
show.
down.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I agree with you. I agree with you. I agree with you.
Here's like I agree with Dan on this. Here's how you dominate the. You should
A
dominate.
fucking code breaker. Come
But
on.
he swatted him with one hand. It was almost like "fuck you,
This
you're
is the
nothing."
GM of
He didn't
Raw.
really say fuck you. He kind of sold it, and then Jericho fell, and he was like, "Oh, I'm
No,
just gonna."
he
No.
swatted him
The
away.
GM of Raw. He's not even a current wrestler on the roster at this moment. You know, he made him. He looked really strong.
He kind of just like went down, threw him, and that was it. He
Well,
didn't-
you know what? We saw him again in the night, and so
And then we saw.
in my eyes, he should have destroyed Chris Jericho. That's it.
he had no beef with
he
Chris
crushed him
Jericho.
quick
It
and got
doesn't
out of there.
matter. He
But
tried to pick a fight with Paul Heyman, his
I
manager.
haven't agree with Gasper on this one.
It's more of a reason to pick a fight.
No,
with
it's
Jericho.
not. It's just
No.
ended quick and
See,
kick
no.
him
The
out.
reason why I agree with Gasper is here. Here's the reason why I agree with Gasper. Brock Lesnar has not been on television in the last few months. So now Brock Lesnar comes back, and it's the first time you're seeing him in months. Yes, it's a little plug against Jericho, but he beats the shit out of Jericho. Just listen to me this one. He beats the shit out of Jericho, then comes back later. Spoiler: beats the shit out of John Cena to show pure dominance. Show that, hey, listen, I might not have been on TV for a few months. You might have forgot me for a few months, but I'm back. And I'm
But you
back.
can't forget
to
about
kick
me.
ass.
You don't think that the fact that he felt that he only needed one move
No.
to put out Jericho put over his dominance even more over Jericho?
I agree with
But
that.
you know
At least
that.
Cena, he had to at the end of the.
But you're kidding?
Put more
He
moves
beat the
on.
Big Show. Okay. All he can do is F5 the Big Show. He beat the Big Show with 16 different tear shots to the fucking
Jericho
knee,
is
leg,
beneath his level.
No.
He threw him an F5 and he got out of there, and he didn't need
Chris
to do
Jericho's
anything
the
else.
first ever undisputed champion.
It doesn't matter.
10 years ago. 10 years
Okay.
more than 10 years
When
ago.
was the last time that Brock Lesnar was a champion before now?
Less than
Before
10
now?
years ago?
Less than that.
No,
No?
2004.
Okay.
No,
10 years ago.
2003. I'm sorry.
Okay. 11 years
2003.
ago.
11 years ago.
Shit.
Yes. No, 2004. Before WrestleMania 20, he was actually not going into it, but at the Royal Rumble, he lost the title, I believe.
Fandango came out, bragged about stealing fucking Chris Jericho's slammy shit. After he did, they did some dirty dancing.
Oh,
Him and Rosa Mendez. And then Roman Reigns came out, fucking speared him, this and that. Big Show came out. And he said, "You're going to come down to this ring, I'm going to hit you in the mouth." Again.
mouth.
When he got
In
hit
the mouth.
With an F, mouth.
With the mouth.
Mouth.
And then he called Roman Reigns pretty boy, this and that.
Yeah, I don't like that.
And then took a fucking Superman punch, which he didn't sell.
He just fell through
He
in the
fell
middle.
off the
apron,
apron,
walked away.
walked away, and then came back, didn't he? Or did he just walk
No, he
away?
dropped.
Yeah, he acted
What
like it
happened
didn't
was
hurt at all.
he took the hit, acted like it didn't hurt, threw some words out there, and then walked away. Like a bitch.
Yeah. Not a fan.
I just think that Superman punch could have been sold a little more.
Boring.
Two guys with a
Fandango
punch as a
shit.
move.
Worthless. Not even, like, why did that have to happen? Chris Jericho already confronted Fandango about it.
Yeah, he said after the match. Jericho said though after the match he's gonna come for his Slammy Award or whatever. So
Like, come
he never got the opportunity because he got crushed. So.
Yeah. So, moving along.
Moving along, we got The Miz versus Jimmy Uso.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
How long can we see this
Decent.
for?
It was a decent match.
Nah.
But why do I care about it? That's what Raw's about.
It's
If I want to watch a decent match, I can watch SmackDown and watch
to build
SmackDown.
the story.
Build the story.
Oh, boy.
The whole Naomi thing, and
The agent.
Because we totally give a shit about that.
Yes.
Well, this is the only
That's a
thing
terrible
building the
storyline.
story right now.
Why is she famous?
She made a music video.
Oh.
I mean,
See, you didn't even know about that.
Well, he hasn't been here for 2 weeks.
No, I watched Raw, but like they.
Well, you didn't watch the music video, did you?
Why would I want to watch the music video?
I watched it just to
I
see
did.
what was going on.
Was it entertaining?
No.
Oh, then I'm not going to watch it.
there was some booty.
I mean, there was some
Come on.
twerking, he got the booty.
There's gotta be booty.
Booty,
in
booty,
there.
booty, 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 booty.
Yeah.
Alright, so.
Yeah.
Alright.
Come on. Ms. Dow is fucking
Yes,
Of
but
course,
that's-
that's awesome.
red hot.
I give it one more, maybe 2 more months, and that's over.
yes.
I'll
After
see
the
after
Royal
next
Rumble, it's
pay-per-view.
gonna be
Yeah.
going.
Yeah. We enjoyed it while we can.
Main event. Seth Rollins.
Oh, I thought you meant the show. I'm like, no, we're not talking about that
Steel
show.
cage.
Okay.
Which is a good
That
match.
was a great match,
I
in my
enjoyed it.
opinion. It was
I
better than
enjoyed it.
any of the matches on TLC, in my opinion. I know it had the interference at the end, but there were some spots that were awesome. And
You know
I
what?
loved that the AA off the top rope did not end the match. That would have been such a predictable way to have Cena end the match there. And it was just, I loved that. It was
Thanks,
like Cena
Danny.
got knocked out from that.
Jerk.
But you know
And
what? You know what bothered me? But I mean, obviously, he had set up for Brock Lesnar was Seth Rollins was hanging out of the ring. Like I was watching it again just before we started recording, and he was hanging out of the ring, and all you see J&J's crew is, "Come on, come on, come on, come on! You can do it! You can do it!" And all of a sudden, John Cena starts pulling him in, and that's
Then
when I
they
start
start
pulling him
going.
out. I watch that and I'm just like, I understand. Like once again, I understand you want Brock Lesnar to come out. I understand that, but don't sell it that hard where you're gonna be like rooting him like a cheerleader, but then all of a sudden Cena comes and pulls him and like, no, we're gonna start pulling you now. Like, no, that's it. Don't have him be that close to winning the match and just to let it go like that.
The way that the match ended, we already saw it, so we're going to. Lesnar comes out and gives Rollins a pass. What I would have rather have happened is Rollins wins the match by just coming off the cage, like you said, Ben. And all of a sudden, Lesnar's music hits. He comes down, and he gives him the pass and goes and just beats down.
Like just stares him down and
Yeah,
moves around
stare-
him.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Yeah.
That
I would
protects.
rather
This
see-
protects Cena though. This
No.
keeps Cena. with
I would have
interference.
had. I don't care who wins the match. Have Rollins win the match, Cena win the match. Have Lesnar come down regardless.
No, that's what I'm saying.
No. Beat the shit out of both of them.
You can't have Rollins
Preserve
go
your
over Cena in
dominance
a
in this
cage.
shit. You're the world heavyweight champion. People are scared. You just beat the shit out of Chris Jericho. For what? Chris Jericho doesn't mean shit to this. Shit.
I don't know why.
Nothing. He means nothing.
He
I
had
don't
a
know-
problem with Paul Heyman. who was
Where?
advocating.
But I don't know what.
Seth Rollins curb stomped him. Come on. Are you,
In my
really?
opinion, you
Come
can't
on.
have Rollins go over Cena clean. Like, I know we want to see that, but you can't have that because Cena's facing Lesnar at the next pay-per-view. What is Rollins
Have Cena
doing?
beat the shit out
Nothing.
of both of them. I don't care.
No, but my question is going to be like, I get Rollins, I get the revenge, like you said, but I just don't know where they're going to go with this whole thing of Rollins now shaking hands with Paul Heyman.
I do.
Is he a Paul Heyman guy?
No.
Yes.
How does that work with the title?
No.
Paul
Because
Heyman's not representing both of the guys who had the title.
I'm looking at my invisible watch right now. Time's up on Lesnar March 30th or 31st, WrestleMania. Who's going to be champion? Roman Reigns. Who's Paul Heyman's backup plan? Seth Rollins. Cash in the briefcase.
I can see it.
Guess. It just makes that's just silly.
I would have had Lesnar beat the shit out of both of them.
There was a crappy ending to Raw. Let's just agree with that. Good
But
match,
Lesnar didn't shake hands with Rollins. Paul Heyman was the middle guy. Lesnar didn't show that he was
No,
Rollins' friend.
he gave it to him though. He said he kind of nodded. If you notice.
Yeah, because he
Like,
wanted
like,
John
go
Cena to lose the match.
Uh,
I don't think it goes to his love for Rollins as to more his hate for
but
John Cena.
Why would he allow? Like I agree with Casper a little bit too. Why would he allow a curb stomp to have occurred to him and do nothing about it? Even if Paul Heyman told him, He's going to be a Paul Heyman guy. If I'm Lesnar, I'm the World Heavyweight Champion, I'm going to go, fuck you, I'm the Beast. I'm the one who ended the streak. I'm going to go.
I'm not so sure they just didn't drop that path they were going down there with that curb stomp, and, they just went with this. I agree with you, but I think they just forgot about that.
Again, WWE just drops stories as they choose to go.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It was a good match, though.
It was.
I enjoyed it.
It was better than the TLC pay-per-view, in my opinion.
Yep. I agree.
They stepped up.
Anywho, we'll move on to our superstar of the week, Kurt Angle.
Who?
The Olympic gold medalist.
I'm kidding.
Vin, start us off, baby.
I'm going to go back.
Chris
to-
Berman?
Back.
Shoot.
To Kurt Angle and Shane McMahon at King of the Ring, where Kurt Angle on multiple times German suplex? Do you want to call reverse German suplex?
Belly to belly.
Belly to belly.
No belly to back.
Belly to belly. Belly to belly. I'm sorry. Okay, I stand corrected. Belly to belly. Shane McMahon into the King of the Ring glass over and over and no, he went through that time. Then did it again and again and did it again, but he went through the third time. The fact that Shane McMahon told him to keep doing it until he went through the glass, I mean, just that match just overall though. I mean, it was a hardcore style match. I mean, the fact that Kurt Angle was on top of the world and Shane McMahon said, "No, you're really not. You're just a whiny little bitch, and I'm gonna come out and challenge you to a match." And just that match had it all. I mean, it had moves, it had finishers, it had excitement, it had oh my god moments. It just stuck to me as one of his great matches.
Right. Danny, what you got?
For me, it was something not as a marquee match as most people would pick. It would have to be the SmackDown before WrestleMania 20 when Kurt Angle fought Guerrero for the title beforehand. It had everything that you would want in a match. It was almost a 20-minute match with finishers being hit, with you kicking out before everything. You had Eddie being the guy who he is bringing in a chair and pretending that Angle was hitting him, but Angle throws out the chair. And for me, it was the perfect build up for what the WrestleMania coming up was, and I thought it was one of my favorite matches for sure.
I'm actually going to go with a TNA match. I know, I disgrace everyone. I know.
What are those three letters you just said? I've never heard of them.
I'm going with the TNA match, which was actually this year, 2014. It was the Genesis pay-per-view, where it was.
What the fuck is that?
It's like it's almost like they're
I think it's on the Bible or something.
Yeah, it's almost like I guess it's like their WrestleMania, but it was kind of like it was him and Bobby Roode in a steel cage match. And the reason I picked this is Kurt Angle is 46 years old, and he still did not miss a beat. I mean, he was getting slammed into the cage, finishers exchanged, moves exchanged, and he gets on top of the steel cage at 46 years old.
How old?
46.
How old?
46? And he moonsaults off of the top of the cage and hits Bobby Roode, not skipping a beat. I mean, that just goes to show you how great Kurt Angle really is as a wrestler. Even old, he can still do the damn job. So I have to go with that.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to go with Kurt Angle versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 21. It's one of my favorite matches of all time. It's just an amazing match. There's no titles on the line. It's an inter-promotional match when they had different brands. It was just a wrestling clinic. And just the exchanges between the ankle lock and the sweet chin, how the reversals go in together, it was just amazing. You gotta go back and watch it. I mean, I don't really have much else to say. I mean, it is really the perfect match. I think one of the best matches in WrestleMania history, in my opinion.
All right. I'm going to go with Armageddon 2000. The first and only
Ugh.
6-man Hell in a Cell match.
Oh.
With The Undertaker, The Rock, Triple H, Rikishi,
Yep.
Stone Cold, and Kurt Angle. This is the infamous match where Rikishi went off the Hell in a Cell
Like a hay truck or
into
something.
the pine needle, whatever the fuck it is.
Truck.
I just enjoy this match so much. There's so much chaos everywhere you looked. Yeah.
Why was that truck out there anyway?
I-
That's the question.
I think it was
No,
Vince
because it was
McMahon.
Vince trying to stop the match, and he was
Yes.
trying to like take this Hell in a Cell
Oh my! Yeah, that was ridiculous.
away,
Yeah.
and then he just got his ass
That was-
kicked,
that
and then
was-
there was
I
fights
couldn't
outside the Hell in a
That was a bit
Cell,
far-fetched.
in the
Vince
cell.
was-
No, Vince McMahon, Pat Patterson, and Gerald Briscoe
Yes,
were trying to demolish the cell.
what I'm saying, yeah,
Oh
they
my
were trying to take it
God.
away, yeah, exactly,
and,
which just led to fights
and
outside the Hell in a
Mick
Cell.
Foley came out in order the trio to allow the match to run its course. You know, this is gonna happen. This is still.
And you know what the
Still a
best
match.
part, which I liked you choose that match, was that no one expected Kurt Angle to retain his title. Everyone's like, well, Stone Cold could win it because of this reason. Rock could win it because of this reason. Taker could win it because of this reason. Yada, yada, yada. When Kurt Angle got that last second, pin, everyone's like, no.
No,
All
it-
this
it-
shit
no
Kurt Angle
regular
has
pin.
won.
No.
He fucking stuck up on that rock. and
Exactly.
pinned him after Stone Cold gave him a stunner.
5 of the biggest stars in WWE history and Rikishi in one match. You wouldn't
Oh,
expect
man.
a
Shit,
Rikishi-
Oh,
Big
it's
man.
true. It's damn true.
Rikishi's career highlight, honestly.
That was good. A nice walk down memory lane with the superstar of the week. Now we go to the question of the week with Dan.
All right, gentlemen. Royal Rumble is a month and, what is it, a week away?
Sure.
Yeah, let's go
What's
with that.
that?
It's
Look at my
Invisible
invisible watch.
watch. Sure. Royal Rumble. Last 4 guys left. Go.
Reigns,
You don't even pick an order, just four.
Reigns,
Mm-hmm.
Rusev,
Mm-hmm.
Ryback, and Ambrose.
I'm gonna go with Reigns. Gonna throw a curveball with the Big Show to kind of.
Oh.
I know, but the way that they're shaping up, I know.
I
But the
know.
way
I
they're
see the
shaping
logic.
up this feud is, I'm gonna pick that Reigns gets Big Show eliminated, win the final four.
Hopefully a little earlier, but yeah,
no,
that could happen.
I think that's gonna be because it makes it more
Yeah.
personal when it's like.
I'm just
oh, it's
hoping. I'm not
four-way.
saying
I know.
that.
So Reigns, Big Show. Oh boy, who do I go with the next time? I'm gonna go with Rollins,
You son of a bitch. I don't even know how to follow up these two answers.
and let's see. I'm gonna have to see one from you, Ryback.
I mean, I'm gonna have to go Reigns, Rollins, just due to the fact because they have to have them two somewhat together. And this is where it gets hard because it's like there's so many different storylines of who do you put where.
Where's everyone's boy Dolph? Where's everyone's boy Dolph in the pick?
I haven't gone yet.
I don't think he'll be in the Royal
No.
Rumble.
Okay.
No, he'll be in the
You don't think he'll
I don't
be in
think-
it,
I
or you
don't-
don't think
I
he'll
don't
be
think
in
he'll
the
be in
final
the
four?
actual Royal Rumble.
Really?
I don't know
What?
about that.
I don't.
I think they
I
need
think
a
he will have
workhorse
a
like
The
him
fuck
in
are
the
you
match.
smoking?
I think he will have a separate match.
You were nuts.
He's one of those guys that you can rely on to
No
come
way,
in
no,
1 to
no.
3 and just last a long time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Vinny, what did you got?
Fuck.
You said Reigns, Rollins.
I
What
hate
else
that I
you
went
got?
third on this because they fucking stole my bullpen.
It doesn't matter. What do you
Take it.
think it's going to be? You can copy. This is
I took Ryback from
this
there.
is what you think it's going to be. I don't care if anyone else said the guys. Just what you think the final four is going to be.
I'm at steal Ryback because I feel like WWE's going to do something big with this. I mean, the storylines and I would say Cena but he's not. He's going to be in the minute. He's not going to be there because he's going to be.
So you need a
Lesnar.
fourth. Cuatro.
So who's your top three right now?
He's got Reigns, Rollins, and
Reigns,
Ryback.
Rollins, and Ryback.
Okay. So who's your fourth?
I'm gonna go Ziggler. I mean,
Wait,
I don't know.
Ziggler just because Danny's.
I don't know. Honestly, I really don't know because it's just there's so many storylines going up in the air. Like like Oprah, you get a storyline, and you get a storyline, you get a storyline, you get a storyline. So that's my four. I don't really know. I mean, I'm at it's 1 o'clock in the morning. I don't know who the fuck I'm gonna go with.
Roman Reigns,
Mm-hmm.
Seth Rollins,
Yep.
Dean Ambrose
Ooh.
and Dolph Ziggler.
What? Oh, wow.
Thank you. Come again.
That's
Yeah?
nice.
First, I got to mention that nobody said anything about Dan Bryan. I don't think he's going to be back, but
No,
just saying.
Too soon.
I'm going to go with Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Rusev, and Randy Orton. Nobody said.
Oh, we all forget about Orton.
No, I didn't forget about Orton.
I
just
think
it's gonna come
Ryback
down-
could. Ryback is like a wild card. He could be there, but I don't know.
I just see it coming down to the 3 Shield members.
No,
No, I can see that. I
Maybe
can see that.
a WrestleMania main event.
I don't think.
No.
not this year.
No.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Why
It's
keep
what
it?
everyone wants. Everyone wants the Shield members at WrestleMania
Nah,
going head to head. It's not going to happen.
I
yet.
don't want a triple threat of that.
See, the only
I
reason I don't see Randy Orton is because he's not involved with any kind of storyline whatsoever at this
Yeah.
point. Well,
Well, they got
got
3
what do you mean?
weeks. They got 3 weeks.
With Seth Rollins, he's
Yeah.
still involved in that.
Well, I mean, come on.
They got 3
Seth
weeks.
Rollins
to push
put
it.
him out?
Listen,
Seth
hey,
Rollins was
they
screwing
got
him over.
3 weeks to push Randy Orton right now.
They had 3 weeks to pull together Dean Ambrose and Bray Wyatt.
And look how well that came out.
Well, yeah, the fucking Survivor Series match sucked.
I guess.
TLC was okay.
I'm just thinking. I don't know.
I mean, hey, who knows?
Can I revise my answer to
No.
No.
Hulk Hogan?
That's like
yeah.
Vinny, that's like Vinny
Hulk
texting
Hogan.
me mid-Ziggler match saying,
Hulk Hogan,
I want to
Sting.
change my
No.
pick to Ziggler.
I didn't say mid. I said before.
Fucking pussy.
I'd like to change my
Not Vegas.
answers to
Hogan, Sting.
Hulk Hogan, Sting, Benoit, and Eddie Guerrero.
Eddie Guerrero.
You fought the Macho Man, you forgot.
Macho Man,
Psycho Sid.
The Ultimate Warrior.
Macho Man, Ultimate Warrior, Benoit, and
That's
Eddie
Guerrero.
I don't think we
That's
see Sting until
horrible.
after
Why
the
would
Royal
you do
Rumble.
that? Why would you say that?
I don't think we see Sting until WrestleMania.
You never know,
No,
though.
I agree with Dan.
They're calling Sting the vigilante, so you never know. If something's going down that isn't right, and it's towards the authorities' favor, we could see
What
Sting at Royal Rumble.
Thirty's gone, I
they've
didn't.
called-
Doesn't
they've
matter.
called-
They're still
they've called
living
them
on
the
through Rollins and
vigilante
They
Jay.
are
at
not.
once.
I missed them since they've been
They're
gone.
being mentioned. They mention Sting. Seth Rollins seems to mention Sting every week. There's a reason for that. They're keeping that
Sting
storyline going.
versus Rollins,
No.
WrestleMania.
No.
They're keeping the Sting versus Triple H. They want to know how much Sting fucked over the Authority. They want to let everyone know that every week.
I just missed the Authority like crazy.
Oh,
I miss Triple H. I don't like
exactly.
Stephanie McMahon.
I don't care
However,
about
I
that.
don't.
But the fact that we know that Triple H is running NXT, which is by far superior than regular
It makes me sleep
mainstream WWE, it's just, makes us even more. So, miss him, sorry, even more.
I agree, Dan. I'd rather have Triple H over Steph.
Of course,
Even though
anyone
Steph-
would.
Even though Steph at times had good.
Like I said, she does add a little fuel to the fire.
Screaming
Like
and
you
yelling
hate Triple H, and then you just like add Stephanie to it. So it's like you get kicked down by Triple H, and you get back up, and you get kicked back down by Stephanie because she extra little fuel to the fire. So part of me misses her, but part of me was just like, shut the fuck
I
up.
just miss the Authority completely. I miss having a permanent fixture of who's in charge. I hate these guest managers. I hate this stuff.
I don't hate the guest managers. I just hate the fact that
You don't think that Chris Jericho gave this Raw a little bit of purpose? I mean, we didn't have Dean Ambrose or Bray Wyatt because they were being advertised for SmackDown.
But it was
to
still
make
a
people
good
watch
Raw.
SmackDown.
It was still
and
a
it was
good
still a good Raw because we had Brock Lesnar and Chris Jericho. What's that? Two guys that were built how many years ago?
years ago.
10, 12 years ago, 15 years ago?
15 years ago, and
For
Chris Jericho's
Jericho's, yeah. So that tells you what's wrong with WWE right now. One of the better Raws, and it's...
They're relying on the old guys.
Yes, multiple segments for Lesnar and
Where you
Jericho.
have, as we mentioned before, all these guys in NXT who could come up and say, "Hey, we got this."
If they're given the
But who
chance.
knows
If
when
they
that'll
come
be.
up and they get casted in this little corner, then
Well,
they can't.
that's what terrifies me about Ascension. Are they going to make them absolutely pussy?
That's what I'm saying.
I don't think
That's
so.
what I'm saying. As much as we want NXT guys to come up, I'm just so terrified that they're gonna really fuck them over.
As
Well,
much
you
Only because they have to cater
Yeah,
to
but you
the
don't think
PG-13.
Exactly.
you don't think they made them look kind of corny, going with like the kind of like Road Warrior type look,
Well, I mean,
On
yeah,
that
a little
promo.
bit.
Yeah, they made it a little gimmicky, yeah.
Yeah, right.
But the Legion of Doom kicked ass, so they can kick ass. You know what I mean?
The
Like,
Legion of Doom happened what? 20 years ago? 20
So I don't
It's
mind
just the
it.
fact that them limiting to what they are
So,
used to.
if it's to the new audience,
Then we're all fucked.
no. They don't know who the Legion of Doom is.
Yes. But this makes them stand out, too. Like, look at these.
Absolutely.
Like, these
I
guys
agree.
look like warriors coming
Yep.
in. You know what I mean? Like, it made them stand out a little bit.
Ultimately, I want all the NXT people to come up to WWE, but at the same time, I just want them to stay at NXT because NXT is just so much better.
Of
But
course.
see, in my eyes, I want that, but I don't. Only because I want the main roster to flourish. You know what I mean? Like, I want guys to be beyond Cena, beyond Randy Orton, beyond the
I don't know
Big
if we'll
Show,
see that
Brock
in our lifetime,
Lesnar.
man, at this point, the way they're
You
going.
I
know,
want to be able to say, hey, listen,
I want Kevin Owens to be one of the main guys. I want, what the fuck's his name? That guy
Finn
with
Balor.
the face paint. Finn Balor to be one of the main
Well,
guys.
he has a presence
I'll be honest.
and character that they could put him on Raw right now. And
But
regardless
not
of
the
what
fucking-
they shit on him,
Not even
he
with the
comes
Jeff
out
Hardy
like that.
gimmick with painting his face in this shit.
I'm just saying, he comes out like that, no matter what, he's going to get a push.
see, I'll be honest.
Unfortunately, regardless of his wrestling, he's a good wrestler.
I'll be honest. Right now, Monday Night Raw is not getting me stay home for 3 hours.
No.
Like, if you invite me out somewhere, do something entertaining, and over picking Monday Night Raw, I'm gonna say, hey, listen, I'll be right out in 5
I
seconds.
disagree.
Sadly, I watch Raw
Regardless,
every
they
week.
only
and
have
I
2 hours
can't.
of
It's just
content
not getting my
either
attention.
way. They only have 2 hours of content either way.
Mine gets
Yes.
DVR. That's
They
right.
don't have 3 hours of content.
Regardless, it's just not getting my attention. It's not getting my attention.
Last week, instead of watching Monday Night Raw, I have it on DVR. I watch it the next night. It's not killing me that I don't watch
Exactly.
it.
Back in the day, when we were younger, Monday Night Raw, Monday night, you were
But
home,
because-
that's it.
We didn't have the technology we have now.
No, even then, I would not have missed
No, it's not even that, though. It's not even that, though.
No, that's what I'm saying. You wouldn't miss a Raw if you knew Stone Cold was going to
No, even if I had DVR, if I, back in the day, before DVRs,
I disagree.
I would not have skipped out on anything to watch The Rock come out and cut a promo. You know what I mean? Because I was that big of a wrestling fan.
Well, I mean, I agree with
I
him.
was-
I agree with him on the technology part, but just the fact that the storylines and the wrestling itself, I wouldn't have missed Monday Night Raw. I wouldn't have missed SmackDown. SmackDown, I can give two shits about right now.
Yep.
It's live. I don't give a fuck.
And if
I mean, the
and
fact
if-
that I'm
honestly,
skipping SmackDown.
SmackDown is better than Raw nowadays because it has more matches.
Better wrestling show, maybe?
Yeah,
maybe.
Not,
Ends in less roll-ups and DQs, probably.
They just repeat the storylines that are in Raw, and then Raw.
It's too much of a Raw replay.
Yeah.
But like I was saying though, I mean, I honestly back in the day we didn't have DVR, we didn't have the network, we didn't have YouTube. But it's just the fact that I mean, I can go out and do other things. I can work, I can go to a concert, I can hang out at a friend's house and not watch Raw and be like, that's
yeah.
okay, I can
You're right.
watch it later.
It's
Like,
not must-see TV.
it's not must see TV. It's not like, guys, I missed Raw. Shut up, don't say anything. Don't tell me what happened with this. Oh, you told me that this happened? Okay.
We watch
no
out
big
of
deal.
habit,
Well,
not out
no.
of want and need.
It's not a demand.
No, I might be different than you guys.
I'm not saying I don't watch
It's a
Raw.
habit.
Don't get me wrong.
It's a habit.
I don't watch Monday Night Raw every night because obviously I work. It's beyond my hands.
Control,
I have
yeah.
to work.
I agree.
I deleted Bleacher Report off my phone. I deleted the WWE app off my phone. So I don't know what the fuck's going on unless one of you guys text me.
Mm-hmm.
And even at that point, I still don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
So when I get home after work, I'm watching it and I'm just like, oh shit, cool. This
Now
is-
tell me this though. If Monday night,
Yeah.
I go out and I'm at a really awesome party. There's a
Cool.
lot of people
Yeah.
here, whatever, cool.
Monday night party.
Monday night.
Hypothetically,
Rager.
Monday night. Monday's a rager.
Rager.
Monday night rager. All your friends are there. There's a ton of chicks there. Yada
sure.
yada yada.
Chicks, what's that?
What's that? I don't
They have
know.
boobs.
You saying that
What?
and question me. Hey guys, dude, everyone's here. Come out. No, you're gonna pick Monday Night Raw. You're gonna pick that awesome rager that everyone's gonna be talking about for next month.
You gonna watch Raw the next
You're
day?
not gonna watch Raw the next day. You're not gonna be like, dude, no, Monday Night Raw. I'm dedicated. I'm in my house. I'm
Go
watching
back
it.
10
No,
years ago,
you're
there
gonna
was
go.
no DVR. Like when I was younger, You had that same scenario.
No,
There were times that, like when it was the Stone Cold Rock Day, no DVR, no questions asked. I'd be like, "Fuck that! I'm watching Raw."
See, let me go off there right now. Let me go off there right now. I live by myself. I don't have cable. I don't have DVR. Hell, I want to watch Raw if I can. If not,
If you can.
Yeah.
If you can. Not
if I can.
if you want
The
to.
internet's a wonderful thing.
I agree with you.
Into what?
I'm not taking the technology argument away from you. But what I'm saying is, it's not, like Dan said, it's not must-see TV. It's not.
No,
It's not anymore.
I would not skip going out right now to watch Raw.
No.
Even without DVR. If there was no DVRs, there was no internet, I would still go out over Raw right now.
Yeah. That's good.
Depends on what my friends are doing. Anyway, thanks again for listening to episode 7 of Under the Ring.
7.
Seven.
We got this far.
This
so
is 7 more than I thought we were going to get.
which I'm proud of.
Thanks to Chucky Madness for making our kick-ass theme song. You can follow him on Twitter at Chucky Madness with 2 E's instead of a Y.
Madness. Oh, yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
That's a different madness.
And they're on YouTube at Chucky Madness with 2 E's instead of a Y.
What?
Also, you can follow us on the Facebook at
The-
Under the Ring
The
Radio.
Facebook.
The Facebook?
The Facebook.
Oh,
The
shit.
new
No Facebook.
updated Facebook. If you guys didn't take a chance to look at it,
I don't have a Facebook.
well, you can make one and then look at our content. It's great. It's fantastic. Everyone runs it. I mean, me and Dan run it, but
I don't run it. But...
then you can follow us on YouTube at Under the Ring Radio, or on, as Chris Jericho would say, the Twitter at Under the Ring 1.
One.
Why the
I
one?
won.
The 1 in 2101.
Chris, we're the only one you need to care about.
The one behind the 1 in 2101.
Or that.
Yes.
Or that.
Good.